All right, everybody. Welcome to Gangsta Talk. We should have a good one for you tonight. Let me ask you a question. Is there anyone in this world that you love enough you would sacrifice everything for? Well, tonight we're going to find out. We're looking for some audience participation. Look at the title. Yeah, we plan to get deep tonight. All right? All right, everybody. Let's get this thing rolling. Hey, Dane, kick that old school. All right, all right, all right. What it looked like. What it looked like. Thanks to Dane for that old school. You know, the reason why we play the old school here on the E Nation every Sunday, Dane, go on mute, please. Is that we want to show you where we came from, where rap actually came from. Rap actually came from a pure place at one point. Even though those lyrics are simplistic in nature, keep in mind, rap was in its infancy stage. So they had nobody before them. There was nothing for them to follow. So they had to create as they went along. So you're actually listening to genius at work. And there's one thing you won't hear in those lyrics, although they may be simplistic. Those lyrics aren't destructive. In those lyrics, you won't hear black people talking about selling drugs. You won't hear bitches and hoes. You won't hear black people talking about smoking each other. That you won't hear. This is what rap used to sound like. This is rap in its purest form. Rap come from such a good place. Black people come from such a good place. Look at where we are now. Now hip hop and rap is saturated with demons, ghouls and goblins and bloodsuckers and flat out evil people. And I'm talking about people that are so evil you can't even comprehend it. People who are completely mixed up and have every intention on mixing up your children and screwing your children up. All they do is talk about raunchy, disgusting sex and banging each other, same sex on same sex and drugs and killing each other and bragging about dying. And that's not music, people. What you just heard was music. That's music. What you hear today is demonic. It's absolute trash. And it's not music. So I just wanted to get that out there before we get started. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome to Gangsta Talk tonight. As you can see, well, let me see who was in the chat. What's up, A&T? Hassan Burton. Exactly, A&T. It was an art back then. All right, let's get started. Those of you who have seen the title is God, Children, Spouse. I believe the last one was it God, Children, Spouse? Dang, what was that last one? God, Children, Spouse. Dang, come on the mic for 1 minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was that? Who?
Parents.
Oh yeah, parents. Yeah, God, children, spouse, and parents. Who are you willing to sacrifice everything for? You see, we don't think about these things, right? We don't think about getting put in situations where we have to make a decision, and that decision may call on a great sacrifice. I was watching a movie called John Q once, right? And in that movie, Denzel Washington was willing to take his own life to save his son. Now, of course, it was a movie, but hold on 1 second. Okay, let me move from where I'm at. Sorry about that, people. I'm at a truck stop, so there are frequent interruptions. Anyway, like I was saying, right? In that movie, he was willing to sacrifice his own life to save his son. And at the last minute, he was saved by his wife. And he did not have to blow his own brains out, but he was willing to do it. So he was willing to sacrifice everything. See, your life is everything. When you're willing to give that up, you have nothing left to give. So he was willing, some people call it the ultimate sacrifice. Now, clearly he was ready to do that for his child. But how many of us today are willing to do the same thing? You ever ask yourself that question? If there anyone in this world that you love enough that you will sacrifice everything for, if you ever put in that situation, do you have the guts to do it? Do you have the willpower to pull it off? Can you even make that decision? Can you even come to that decision and make that decision? Now we all see things on TV. A lot of things are poetic in nature and very dramatic, and we get all caught up. And at the spur of the moment, we say, man, if that was me, I would have done the same thing. Another movie comes to mind, right? It's called A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson. Two white boys raped his daughter. Not only did they rape her, they tortured her and they destroyed her to where she would never have children again. Then when right before, I believe after they went on trial and was acquitted or was on their way to trial, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. I can't believe if they was on their way to trial or did they get acquitted. But anyway, they were in the courthouse and he bust in there with a automatic weapon and took them both out. Not only did he take them out, he was unapologetic about it. Because he said, even though he was on trial for his life, facing a racist jury, he said, "You damn right I killed them and I hope they burn in hell." Do you have the guts to do something like that, to say something like that? Many of us are even afraid to say what's on our minds today. So are we made out of the kind of stuff that can pull something like that off? Ask yourself that. What are you made of? What are you made out of? If you were tested, would you fail the test? I mean, if you were truly tested. Many of us haven't been tested yet. Oh, yeah, we've gone through some struggles. Somebody, one time or another stole all of the cookies out of our cookie jar. We may have been pickpocketed. Somebody may have spilled a drink on our brand new shoes. Somebody may have scratched a favorite record of ours. Somebody may have ran into our brand new car. So, yeah, we've faced adversity. But have you truly been tested to the point where you have to make a life or death decision? And that life and death decision may involve you giving up your own. If you are ever tested in such a fashion, do you believe you can pass the test? Many of us have children. Some of you have children. If your children was in harm's way, and only way for them to go out of that harm was for you to sacrifice your own life, could you do it? Do you love your children more than life itself? I've heard some people say they love their children more than life itself. By that very saying right there, the definition of that would mean that you are willing to give up your life if you love your child more than life itself, right? We get caught up in a lot of things. This world has a lot of cruel people in it. People who put you in all kinds of insane situations to where you may not have any choice but to make a life or death decision. So we have very cruel people and very evil people who enjoy the pain and suffering of other people. As a matter of fact, the more agony a person is in, the more amused they become. Sick beyond anything you can understand. I always tell people, you haven't truly seen evil yet. It's because you've seen a couple of crackpots and nutcases running around here doing some off the wall shit. It doesn't mean that you've seen or faced evil. There are some frightening things out there, some very frightening people. And it's not because they are the biggest or the strongest or the fastest or the meanest. It's what you see when you look in their eyes. Some people, when you look in their eyes, all you see is death because their soul is black. It's frightening to look into somebody's eyes. And even though they're alive, that's not what you see when you look into their eyes. So I ask you, any of you, God, children, your spouse, your parents, let me add in there your brother or sister. Do you love any of them enough to sacrifice everything for them? Now, some people will say, well, God doesn't qualify. I beg to differ. There are many Christians out there that will tell you right off the bat that they will sacrifice everything for God. As a matter of fact, there are people that are in the Bible who were willing to make these sacrifices. And with that being said, Dane, slide in here.
All right.
Pull up a sacrifice and read.
Okay.
We're about to see what one person was willing to do for God.
Okay. Okay. Of course, we all know about Abraham. Then he said, take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you. Okay, so he does it. I'm skipping to 12. And he said, do not lay your hands on the lad or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. In between, he was willing to sacrifice his only son, the son that was promised to him by God.
Okay, so let's stop right there, okay? So this man, Abraham, was willing to sacrifice the only thing in the world that meant everything to him. That meant anything, well, actually God meant more to him, but he was willing to sacrifice his own seed, his own son. Now, some people say, why would you sacrifice someone for somebody you've never seen, you've never met? Christians don't think that way. Christians will tell you that God talks to them. Christians will tell you all kinds of events that involved God. Christians will tell you that they know God exists. And Christians will tell you that they are happy to sacrifice everything for God. Now, I know that there's some naysayers out there. But is anyone worth it? You know, I asked myself that question, right? I said to myself, is there anyone I love enough that I would sacrifice everything for? Well, if I had children, most definitely children. But other people, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That would have to be I would have to be in a situation, you see, because I was given a life, right? And this is my life. And so if I'm going to sacrifice it, you know, I'm not just going to throw it away. It would have to be a situation. Like for me, if it's not the children, which I would do it. But if it's an adult or someone else, I don't know about that. I mean, it would have to be a situation where maybe I lose my life in the process of defending someone. But I don't know if I would willingly sacrifice everything for an adult. I don't know that. I don't know if you do those things for adults. I think you do those things for children because children have their whole life ahead of them, but an adult who's lived 30, 20, 30 years, I don't know about that. I talked to someone that would rather sacrifice their children than their parents. I'm sorry, would rather sacrifice for their children than their parents. And I've talked to people who would rather sacrifice their will do the opposite. They would sacrifice for their parents, but not their children. So as we sit here and we think about sacrifices, right? We throw that word around loosely, like it doesn't mean anything, like it has no meaning to it. But sacrifice comes with a heavy price. And so, who is that person? Or is there no person in your life that you are willing to give them everything, to sacrifice everything? Now, this isn't the movies. We're talking about real life here, right? It takes nerve to do these kinds of things. It takes courage. Understand one thing. John Q, right? In that movie, when he was ready to pull that trigger and blow his own brains out, what if he would have became frightened of killing himself? Would you have called him a coward? Would he be a coward? I don't think so. I mean, if you're about to lose your life, you know you're about to lose your life, you could become frightened if you hold your life very dear. Yeah. Would he be a man of integrity if he started out to take his life to save his son, but then at the end he chickened out? Or at the end he just couldn't go through it. He couldn't bring himself to go through with it. I wouldn't judge the man either way because it's a hard thing to do. It's not easy to take your own life. People who take their own life are devastated beyond anything that we can think of. I mean, it's total devastation inside people like that. The way they just give it up and say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. If you're not at that stage, it's not easy to take your own life. It takes a lot of nerve and a lot of courage. And then on top of that, Christians say, if you take your own life, then you will most certainly go to hell. If you believe in that, if you are a believer, right?
Mhm.
Hold on one second.
Uh-huh.
Parents, huh? Yeah, and I don't think, when it comes down to grown people, I think that's a case by case basis. And to me, it has to come down, it has to go down a certain way. You know, I'm not just going to leap into action and sacrifice my life on the dough. a child, but not an adult. I don't know about that. It's a case by case basis. That's something you would have to think about. Are you willing to put yourself in harm's way and possibly lose your life for another adult? Some people who think that way say that you're wasting your time on adults because adults are already grown, they live their life, so it's ridiculous to make that kind of decision on a grown adult. Do any of you guys agree with that? I mean, I know some people who do agree with that, and some people who don't agree with that. And then some people will get upset at you and be like, well, why are you sacrificing for your parents? Your parents lived their life. This is your time to shine. This is why you're here. Would you hate a person who said to you that they're not willing to sacrifice anything for their parents? How would you feel about that person? If somebody came, what if one of y'all friends, right? Any one of y'all in the chat, what if one of y'all friends told you, hey, listen, I love my parents, but I won't give my life up for them? How would you feel about that person? What if they told you, well, I love my sisters and brothers, but I'm not giving up my life for them? What would you think then? What would be the narrative playing through your mind? And again, you have people now. You see, and here's another thing with adults, right? Things can get real tricky with adults. You can sacrifice your life, and then later on, it comes out that you sacrificed in vain because the adult is kind of messy, or the adult was manipulative, didn't tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God, right? And so now a person done needlessly sacrificed their life for someone who's nothing but a manipulator, someone who isn't honest. So this is why I say it's tricky when you're dealing with adults. There's a lot of things involved in that, a lot of layers to that. What would you say about that, Dane? About adults?
Uh, yeah, it is. It is very tricky. Sometimes it's easier to say your parents, and I've seen some children sacrifice maybe not their life, but the closest equivalent. I've seen children sacrifice their retirement to help either take care of their parents or keep them from losing a house or to pay for their health care. Assisted living or the home and stuff like that.
So you're talking about financial sacrifices. Well, to me, finance is something you can recover from,
Hmm.
but you can't recover from giving your life.
Uh, I don't think.
I don't,
I I I think most part parents are used to sacrificing for their kids. I don't think they will allow their children to sacrifice their life for them. Because they're like, I've grown, I live my life. You still got a future ahead of you,
really?
stuff like that. Hmm?
I've heard some parents say, well, I took care of my child when they were young. I did my job. It's time for them to take care of me now. I've heard parents say that.
Yeah, but it goes back to that financial thing I was saying. They're not talking about the child actual physical life. If it was the
Hmm.
physical life, financial, you right about that financial thing. Yeah, I've heard parents say that. But if it
Uh-huh.
came down to their child losing their life for them, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm. I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't know about that. It's
So
kind of tricky for
either
me.
you're saying that financial sacrifice is just as equivalent as sacrifice of life, or there
Mm-hmm.
definitely is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's why most of the time, if the child's gonna do something like that, they're not gonna tell the parent because the parent will say or talk them out of or keep them from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Sure, they in some cases don't even let them know unless they absolutely have to about helping them out financially.
Mm-hmm.
I know a whole bunch of people where they snuck money in their parents' purses or their dresser drawer or whatever or in their accounts, to keep them going, you know, because they know if they was to just offer straight up to the parent would say no. They have to be sneaky
Mm-hmm.
about
Well, I've heard other things.
it. Hmm.
I've actually heard parents, who expect their children to take care of them.
Hmm.
Right. And if the child don't, the child is a no good so and so.
Yeah, I've heard that,
And
but
then I've heard parents even insult their kids.
hmm.
I mean, say things like, "Oh, I should have swallowed you," or "I should have pulled out," or "I should have got an abortion." I heard a woman tell her child she wished she had got an abortion.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I've seen parents can't love the child because the child looks like the spouse they hate.
Hmm.
So the man hates the woman, and the daughter looks like the woman. He hates the child because he hates the woman, and vice versa.
Uh-huh.
If the woman hates the man, the boy looks like the father. She can't stand the father, so she can't stand the boy either. I don't know how that happens. You know what I'm saying? How does a child come out of you and you hate the child because you don't like the father? I never understood that. I can never make that connection. The children are innocent in all of this. I never understood that for either parent. Like, how do you hate your own child? Matter of fact, your child should be the bright spot for both of you. That should be the bright spot.
Hmm. Um, for
But you have
people,
some parents, huh?
oh, I'm sorry, I was about to answer you rhetorical. Sorry about that.
No, but I'm saying you got some people, man, who they take it out on the child, both mother and father. And I feel bad for the kid because neither parent has any business taking anything out on these children. And so when we talk about sacrificing, right, for Christians, they say they will sacrifice everything for God. But some people think that if you would do that, then you're crazy because God is nowhere to be found. We can't see God. What do you say to people who say that Christians are fools for sacrificing themselves and to make believe God?
Mm.
Did you hear the question?
Oh, okay. Okay, I heard the question. I would say that okay, God is not make believe. Um, and if they
Well,
would, mhm.
some people will say to you, well, then prove it.
Yeah,
Now
be
I've heard a
like,
lot of battle. I've heard a lot of battles back and forth about the Bible and what's good for black people. The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, right? And these battles never lead to anywhere.
mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when you have a book that tells you, on one hand, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, they turn around and tell you something else. Tells you, well, if your enemy hits you on one cheek, then turn the other cheek so your enemy can hit that one too, which is a far cry from an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Now, some people say that that part of the Bible never changed. And they shunned this New Testament, right? They said this is something that was purely made up by crazy white folks to enslave black people, that the Old Testament still stands. And an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth is very much in full effect. And I've even heard some gay people use the New Testament to slide their behinds into the pulpit. And I've even heard some white people denounce Paul's part of the Bible. So
Okay.
you're a Christian, right, Dane?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe everything in the Bible is true?
Yes.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't believe everything is true. I don't believe everything in the Bible is false. I do believe some things are real, but I don't believe every single thing in the Bible.
Mhm.
There's some things in the Bible to me that don't make any sense. Again, I still can't. Genesis is problematic. And you've heard me talk about that. I don't see how you get through Genesis and you don't see problems. And then the explanations that you get, to me, don't answer any questions. Now, I'm not saying you do that. I'm talking in general where we've had bigger discussions about Genesis with other people, and they don't never really have any answers for the questions. And then there's problems with the story of Adam and Eve. There's big problems with that too. So there's a lot of holes, if you will, in that Bible that hasn't been filled adequately by Christians. And then here's another problem. The God that they believe in the Bible isn't a Christian and never identified as a Christian. As a matter of fact, the God that they believe in that Bible isn't even religious. So there's a lot of problems going on here. Now, when you look at slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
What part of the Bible that they was using to enslave black people? Surely it wasn't the Old Testament. The Old Testament has in it, it's very clear, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, is it not?
No.
No?
No, that was just Jesus stating, you have heard that it is said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Uh-huh.
But that wasn't in the Bible. That was just
That wasn't in the Old Testament. That wasn't under God's law.
no.
Okay. We're going to have to research that because I'm almost certain that was under God's law. Because they was living under law back in the Old Testament, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then somebody came along and made a New Testament talking about the Old Testament was too hard to live by. We'll get that clarified.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I don't have a problem admitting that a person is right. Okay, I could be wrong. I haven't read the Bible in a while. Okay, but I could be wrong. But I think yeah, I'm almost certain that that was under God's law. But I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me, see, tell me about the turn the other cheek thing. As a Christian, how do you feel about that?
Uh, I have to admit, I have a little trouble with that. Um, so so that would be something I would have to work at.
What about Genesis? Do you see the problems in Genesis? There are many problems in Genesis.
Okay.
Is that something that you just walk right past and try not to acknowledge, or
Well,
what do you do with
you
the
point
problems
out
in Genesis?
you point to me the problems in Genesis, and I would tell you whether I have a problem with it or not.
Okay, let's start with the so the Holy Trinity. Now you've heard what I thought about it. I think it's a mother and father and the son.
Uh-huh.
I think that the Holy Spirit is actually a female, and they don't want to say it. Okay, so let's start with let us make man. Matter of fact, can you pull up Genesis real quick?
You want to be able to see it up there?
No, not really. We just want to just go over it and just um, clarify a few things.
All right.
Yeah, and so you got Yvette saying so many denominations of Christianity and changes made to suit people's lives. Absolute confusion.
Okay.
Huh? No. No. I'm about to go. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, y'all.
He's being nosy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what part of Genesis do you want me to pull up?
Well, you can pull up the whole thing.
I mean, with Eris.
Let's go to the part where they say, I think on the third day, they created man. Let's go to the part where they say, let us create man in our own image.
Okay. 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 Verse 26. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our
Okay.
likeness.
Okay, stop right there. See, that's already a problem. You don't see the problem already? God said, let us. Who is us?
Us is
our image and our likeness. Okay, continue.
okay. Let's see. Okay. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the
Mm-hmm.
cattle, over all the earth, over every creeping thing that creeps on earth. So God
Mm-hmm.
created man in his own image. In the image of God, he made him. Male and female
See?
created them.
Okay, now you see how that's all confusing? God said, "Let us make man in our image and our likeness, and give them dominion." Then turn around and said, "He created man in the image of him." Right? He created him, and then after that said, "He created the male and female." That's confusing. So if it's male and female, then who is God talking to?
You talking to the Holy Spirit?
Well, the Holy Spirit has to be a female. He
Okay.
said our he said our image and our likeness.
Uh-huh.
So that would make them male and female.
Uh-huh.
So but we have Christians and pastors talking about, oh, it was just the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Why you don't want to acknowledge a female? I don't understand that. A female can't be evil. You know why? You know why she can't be evil?
Uh-huh.
Because
Because
when
God
God
created
created
them.
her,
Mm-hmm.
right, because when God created her, he said you love her like you would love yourself. You love her like Christ loved the church. So if he's asking you to love her like that, then how could she be evil? And then why would God create an evil mate for man?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. So why are they leaving out the female? Who is God talking to? Because it doesn't make sense that he would be talking to another man if he says, let us create them in our image and our likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Our image and our likeness means exactly like them. So they must have been male and female. Is there two gods? Is there a male God and a female God? Who is God talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't just been talking to men or males. So that's the problem I have right there, and that don't never get answered. It gets thrown under the rug, and we get told, "Oh, you exaggerating. You looking at it too much." Ooh, how are we looking at it too much? We going by what is written here.
They don't have an answer. They never thought about it. They didn't even really see that part of it. Sometimes you can read but not comprehend, and they didn't
Hmm.
comprehend that part. So usually, or they don't have an explanation, or they don't like the explanation. Some people will avoid it, and I'm thinking that's what's going on with them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I like about you, Dan, you don't run from biblical discussions. You know. Now, go further down. I
Mm-hmm.
think on the next day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so when God created the earth, he saw that the earth was perfect, right? And he put people on the earth and he said that they were godlike, right? You
Um.
see that part?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's
Go to the
down.
part where, right. Go to the part where he created people and they were godlike and they were good. And he saw that everything was good. Go to that part. I'm going to point out another big problem.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry about this. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You
I
got it?
didn't really. I didn't really. Uh. See a multiple people. I think I know what's going on. Okay. Let me see if this is what you're thinking. Okay. 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 All right. Let me back it up. I passed it up. Looking. Okay. 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 All right. All right. Uh. Oh shoot! I gotta answer this, Max.
Yeah, go ahead and handle that. So while Dame was handling that, yeah, people sometimes we get off topic and we get into other interesting discussions. But we've been messing around with this religious thing for a while now. We tried to stay away from it, but there's too many problems, too many questions that are unanswered. And one of the biggest problems I got is the story of Adam and Eve. I mean, that story has all kinds of crazy things. Like, matter of fact, forget about that. What about Cain and What about Cain and Abel? When Cain killed his brother, right? Now, if Adam and Eve were the only people on earth at that time, now some people say they weren't the only people on earth. That's a misinterpretation, right? But if they were, and they had, now it makes sense that Adam and Eve would have a son because they are male and female. They can reproduce. It would make sense that they have children. But here's where we have a problem. Where did the other kids come from? There was nobody else around. And not only that, when Cain killed his brother Abel, he was afraid to go out into the world with the mark of the beast on him because he thought that somebody would kill him. Well, there was nobody out there. So who is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And how in the world did he leave that mountain that they were on and go find a wife? Where did she come from? And not only did he find a wife, they built the city together. Just those two? Because there was nobody else around. So, just those two built the city? That must have took a very, 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 very long time. But surely they didn't have any help, right? There was nobody else around. So who was helping them? Trees? Rocks? The creepy thing? Who was helping them? Yeah, Dave, did you find that?
Okay. This is what I think is going on. Okay, after he created them, male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea." Well, you get the point. Now, some people, when they hear to be fruitful and multiply, they assume instantly that they had kids, multiple kids, or whatever.
No. Okay, see. Before we even get into that, before we even get to that, because that's even a bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that's the case, it would make sense that more than Adam, it would make sense that there were people created before Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. And when he said, "Let us create man," he just didn't create one man. They had to have created nations of people. There is no two people populating the earth. That's not happening. That doesn't even make any sense. They had to have created nations of people. And then here's another thing too, right? Go to the part where he put the godlike people on the earth.
Godlike. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not certain what you're talking about.
Okay. In the beginning, there was God over there, right? Mm-hmm. He separated the filaments and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Get to the part where he created a people and he put them on the earth and he saw that the earth was good.
Oh,
go to the 6th day. I think it's on the 6th day.
No, on the 6th. It's not the 6th day.
What day is it?
Okay.
It's on one of those days.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. To every beast of earth. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So on the evening and morning was okay. God saw everything that He made. Indeed, it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
mhm.
Okay.
Go to the fifth day. It's
Okay.
on one of those days. I can't remember what day it's on. Because he put people here on the earth and they were godlike.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. God said.
Let's go day by day. Let's go backwards. Let's go to five.
Okay.
What did he do on the fifth day?
Okay. Mm.
We might have to get a better version of the Genesis. Because
Okay.
it should clearly have the days marked.
Okay. You want one that? Let me see if it's more. Okay.
Yeah, it should clearly have it on the day. Anybody knows what day I'm talking about? Is it the fifth day where he created the godlike people?
Okay. First day He created the heaven and earth. Oh, you see.
Right?
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. And so light separate. It was the evening, morning, day one.
Day.
Um.
I go to day two.
Okay. Spoke sky in the middle of the water. Separate water from water. God in the sky. He separated the water under the sky from the water above the sky. And then named the heavens. It was the evening, morning, day two. All right. God's that was day two. God spoke separately, water beneath land. God spoke separate water beneath heaven, gathered into one place. Land appeared, and there was God named the land earth. He named the pool, water, ocean. He saw that it was good. God spoke earth green up, growing all varieties of seed bearing plants, every sort of fruit bearing tree, and there it was earth produced seed bearing plants, all varieties of fruits and vegetables, fruit bearing trees of all sorts. God saw that it was good. It was evening, morning. 3. God spoke light, come out, shine in heaven, sky, separate day from night, mark seasons and days and years, lights in heaven, sky to have lights in earth. And there it was. God made two big lights, the larger to take charge of the day, the smaller to be in charge of night. He made the stars. God placed them in heaven, sky to light up the earth, and oversee days and nights to separate light and dark. And God saw that it was good. It was evening, and it was morning, day 4. God spoke. Swarm, ocean, fish, and all sea life. Birds fly through the sky over earth. God created the heaven, whales, all the swarm of life in the water and every kind and species of flying birds. God saw that it was good. God blessed them. Crops reproduced, fill the ocean. Birds reproduced on earth. It was evening and morning, day 5. Ooh. Okay, God spoke earth generate life, every sort of kind, cattle, reptile, and wild animals of all kind. And there it was, wild animals of every kind, cattle of all kinds, every sort of reptile and bug. God saw that it was good. God spoke, let us make man being in our image, make them reflect our nature so they can be responsible for the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the cattle, and yes, earth itself, and every animal that moves on the face of the earth. God created human beings, He created them God-like reflecting God's nature. He created them
Okay.
as female. Okay.
Okay. Now
Mhm.
they was created godlike,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Now, where did Adam come from?
Okay.
Clearly, these people were created before Adam.
Mhm.
They were there in the beginning of the creation of the world, and they were godlike.
Uh huh.
So, where was Adam?
He's still there.
Well, how could he be the first? Okay,
Okay. These people, and I think of it as the
these
soul human
people,
beings. Okay.
these people. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Understand that these people were there at the very beginning in the creation of the world. They were the first people that were created. You just heard it. And to
okay.
reflect, wait a minute.
Okay.
Don't be so impatient.
All right.
They was there to reflect God's nation. They
Nature.
were God. I'm sorry, nature. And
Uh
they were godlike.
huh.
So they were like God. They were godlike.
Uh huh.
Okay. And so how is it that what happened to these people?
Okay. Uh, let's get into that. Okay. This is my theory. No, I'm gonna just go on to say that he he created the soul. They were godlike. That means God didn't have a physical body. You know, and
Okay. There's no
so
okay.
we
Y'all
made
don't
them.
have any okay, you see, I'm tired of Christians going there. Y'all
Mhm.
don't have any evidence of that. There's nothing in there anywhere that tells you that God don't have a physical body. Where's that at?
Okay. All right.
This is a
Uh.
go-to. This is a go-to move that Christians pull off, right? You have no evidence of that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I
And then,
go
how do
back.
you know? Wait a minute. How do you know what those people look like? He said that he created man, God, right? So is God a man
Uh,
or is he a
okay.
spirit?
Man, as in human.
Okay, so if God is human,
Mhm.
right?
No. Okay. He made them in His image, God
He
like.
made them, and he made them human, meaning that they were dark people, right? And so these were
Mm.
dark skinned people, melanated people, and they were godlike. That means they had power. They were close to perfection. They were godlike. They were what? Nearly perfect, right?
Mm.
What happened to them? Where are they? Because when
Okay.
Adam and Eve, because when Adam and Eve was created, there was nobody around.
Okay.
And then here's another thing we got a problem with, right? And right in Genesis, you see right there that God created all of the animals and the
Mm.
seed and all that.
Mhm.
Any plant bearing seed and all this stuff. He
Mhm.
created all animals and the fish and all that. How
Mhm.
is it that they were recreated again in Adam and Eve story? And then Adam, he brought them all to Adam, and Adam named them all.
Wait. No, they didn't weren't created again. He brought them forward to be named. Okay, let me. Okay, heaven and earth were finished down to the last detail, but the seventh day God had finished His work. On the seventh day He rested from His work. God blessed the seventh day, made it holy. Okay. We made it a holy day because of that day He rested from His work. All creating God has done. This is the story how it
So
started of heaven and earth when they were created.
right, and
Adam
so you're
and Eve.
saying, okay, so
Okay,
you're saying that the animals. Wait a minute. So you're saying that when Adam was created, the animals were still here, that they were left over from the first people that were here. What happened to the first people?
Max, let me get through this. Okay, all
All
right.
right.
I'm saying there was no. Okay. Let me just read what they say right first. At the time, God. Okay, Adam and Eve. At the time, God made earth and heaven before any grass or shrubs had sprouted from the ground. God hadn't yet sent rain on earth, nor was there anyone around to work the ground. The whole earth was watered by underground springs. God formed man out of dirt from the ground and blew
All
into
right. Okay. See, again, we got all kinds of problems. In Genesis, that was never stated. Didn't say that he formed man out of ground or any of that stuff. He said
this is
that
still
he made them. No. He
Mm-hmm.
said that he made them male and female and that they were God-like, reflecting his nature. God is not from the earth. He just created the earth. So if they're
Okay.
reflecting, wait a minute. So
Mm-hmm.
if they're reflecting his nature, how can
Mm-hmm.
they be from the earth?
Okay.
God is God himself is not from the earth.
Exactly. Okay.
So
You do.
so these
Okay.
people,
Um,
okay,
uh,
so yeah, but that don't mean that they were didn't have any bodies or anything because they're not
okay.
from the earth.
Okay. Okay. Look. 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 Souls. The humankind he created in that part of the Genesis was the souls, the part
I
that makes us us. In this
Where is
part,
your
he's giving us
evidence of that?
this part. He's giving us he's creating a physical body to
Where
house.
is your evidence of that? Again, this is your Christians go to. You have no evidence. You don't know what those people you don't know what those people were.
Okay, at the time God made earth and heaven, before any grass or shrubs has sprouted from the ground, God had
Okay, I got
created.
all that,
Okay,
but we still need to right, but we still
okay,
need to know.
okay.
We
He's still talking about the same people, but he was concentrating on making them more like him. That part of them, they're gonna be more than just.
but he already did that. He said they
No,
were godlike.
Okay,
Reflect
okay,
wait a minute.
okay.
Now,
Yes, they were God like.
look, if we're gonna have a discussion,
Mhm.
both of us have to be able to talk.
Okay,
I don't mind having a discussion, but let's let each other talk. Let's be patient. All right? You're gonna have your say.
okay.
My thing is this.
Mhm.
He already made them what he made them godlike, reflecting his nature.
Uh-huh.
And he saw that it was good.
Uh-huh. Okay. But he didn't plan to have them in heaven at that time. They were to have dominion over the earth. They had to be, they had to have a connection to the earth. So their
Well,
bodies had to, okay,
all right, well, so you
they didn't have, okay. I know people saying there's no proof that God did not have a physical body and stuff like that. But there's a part of the spirit hovering over the deep.
well, according to some people, I don't know who's seen it. See,
The spirit of God hovering over the deep. The
listen,
spirit, that means he was he was a spirit, not physical body. He had to create things in place to be able to support the
so
physical body. He had plans.
so
He has plans. You
so
don't
you're
think
saying
that
that
omniscient, omnipresent, that he didn't plan for this. He created the part of us that's like God, that souls. He housed them in our bodies, which
come
is
on now, you
the
gotta
earth.
be fair. You can't go on for a long period of time.
I didn't speak long. Okay, all right. Let me see.
Well, my thing is, let me ask you this. You're saying that he was because he was hovering, right? That he was a spirit that didn't have a body. Do you know what a spirit looked like?
You can't see the spirit with the physical eye.
I'm just asking. Do you know what a spirit looked like?
No,
See,
because you
because here's another problem I have with it. Here's it, right? But here's another problem I have with Christian rhetoric. Keep talking about spirits. Do you know what one looked like? Has anyone ever seen one? Do you know what one looks like?
you can't see it with the okay.
So, okay, so you've never seen one. You don't
Mhm.
know what one looks like. So you don't know if a spirit actually has a body or not, because you've never seen one and you don't know what one looks like.
Okay.
So not knowing what one looks like and never seen one before, telling me so and so spirit is no different than telling me that the devil likes juju beans. You don't know.
Okay.
So when he was having, basically what somebody did was they took hovering over the waters, right, as if some kind of
No,
ghost flying, floating around.
Part. They took the spirit part. Okay.
No, but what's catching a lot of people is the term hovering, because people associate hovering with flying. So if he's flying or hovering, then he must be a ghost.
No, it's the spirit.
He must not have. Wait a minute. He must not have a body because he's hovering. When in fact nobody knows.
Okay.
And here's another problem I got with the Bible. Who is seeing all of these things?
God is telling he's telling Moses this. He's telling his story and for Moses to write.
Really? Okay. Well, he told Enoch a different story. He actually told Enoch where he came from and how he came into existence.
Okay.
Right. And Enoch was way before Moses. Now here's another thing too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was he telling that he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? Because somebody has detailed account that God came down with a couple of his peoples and they took out Sodom and Gomorrah.
Okay.
Who's telling that story? Wait a minute. Who's telling that story, and how did they know that was God and his angels?
Okay, because God told Abraham and the angels told Lot to flee Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, and don't look back, right?
The angels defend themselves against the mob of men that was planning on raping them.
Okay, I got that, but who's telling the story?
Okay.
Who knows that the angels? Wait, what I'm trying to get at is this: who knows that the angels showed up? Who knows that the angels went to Lot and said A, B, C, and D? Who knows that?
Lot told.
Lot told somebody?
Yeah, he eventually makes it back.
Okay. And so Lot, told the story that these things transpired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean.
Okay, you want scientific hard facts on
No, well, you're not on everything. It's just on some kind. Just on some common sense things. Like if you're talking about, I think that people, because they heard the term hovering, they believe that he's a ghost floating around. I'm serious.
Okay.
What if he has a body that can fly?
All right. Okay.
I mean, he would be able to fly. He's God, right? He would be able to fly. Flying should be nothing for him. And then, and then my thing is, when you have the book of Enoch, right? The book of Enoch talks about God's great and terrible face. So he has a face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe Enoch saw the face of God
Mm-hmm.
and was terrified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God doesn't usually show his face because it can usually kill.
He's what?
God doesn't show his face often because usually he could kill the person who sees it.
Uh,
In
wow.
fact, most of the time they see the back of him. Ugh.
He sees the back of him.
There's an incident where let me see, I think it's Jacob had asked wanted to see the face of God, and God told him that he was going to pass by so he can see him, but it wasn't to see his face. I don't see. I think it was Jacob. I could be wrong. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Um, okay. Let me see. Search. Okay. Um, okay. And usually those that see him, they get changed. That's why in the movie they show Moses completely white haired when he went up there with gray or dark hair face.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about you Christians, man, it's like y'all program, and y'all don't want to see certain things. It's like you can't, like, none of you have seen a spirit. You don't know what a spirit looks like. You don't know if it has a body or not. I think what it is that many people get caught up in what they see on TV, and they think that that's actually real. The light and all of that. What if the light doesn't look like that? What if the light isn't white? You ever thought about that?
Uh-huh.
What if the light is the same color as the sun?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe light means something else. We've been watching too many TV shows and too many movies. You get caught up in all of this stuff, thinking that spirits are floating around and they don't have it now. There were some people that were punished, and their bodies was taken away from them. But they were turned into ghosts, not spirits. Or wait a minute, I could be wrong. I think they were evil spirits, something like that, wandering the earth.
Uh-huh.
So my whole thing is is that we've never seen a spirit. We don't know what a spirit looks like, so we can't say who is a spirit and who isn't, simply because of what we've seen on TV. Anyway, we've kind of gotten huh?
So of course not.
Sorry about that, people. We got way off the track. Sometimes me and Dame, we start swinging for the fences. She's a very interesting person to talk to. You ought to hear her in the back chat. She's extremely smart.
Not necessarily Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right. You're just going to interrupt me while I'm talking?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we get into these discussions in the back chat. She's extremely smart. People do not be fooled by her soft-spoken voice. She's very intelligent. So sometimes we get into these hard battles about this, and that. So we kind of like took it to Discord just now. So we're going to get back on track. As a matter of fact, Dane, drop the link. We get ready to open it up. Does anybody want to come up and talk about the topic? Or if you want to talk more about the Bible and what you believe, or, we're willing to get into that too. We got time. We're going to be on for like another hour or so. So I dropped the link. Those who might want to come up and give their 2 cents.
Okay.
So, Dave, is there anyone in this world that you love enough that you would sacrifice everything for?
That I loved enough to sacrifice everything for. Uh, let me see. Well, not anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, because I think once you get to adults, that's a whole different animal. Kids, yeah, especially little babies, you would probably, no problem. You probably wouldn't even think about it because they're babies. You know what I'm saying? They're innocent and they deserve to live, right? So, you might put yourself in harm's way. Most likely you'll put yourself in harm's way to save a baby. But an adult, I don't know about that. Hold your horses. Because now we get into other areas like, okay, is this adult manipulative? Is this adult genuine? I mean, there's a lot of layers to that. Even
Well,
your own girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, they could be on some BS. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to adults, we got a lot of questions. You know, there's a lot of questions. Not talking about children. So I don't know about that.
oh well.
Because another, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was looking at something Auntie said. I was about to answer that.
What you said? What Auntie said?
Um. Okay. Auntie first said, "I agree. Whites have given us their depiction of everything," and she says, "My mom, white friend, mentioned a warm white light to her when my brother passed away, as if he's Carol Ann and the poltergeist." And I was like, "What the hell is she talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
I know when my great grandmother passed, she visited. Her visit to me was to what appears to me her body. It wasn't until she was saying goodbye and she was leaving that I saw wings. And
As a matter of fact, Dame,
uh-huh,
I'm glad you said that, right?
uh-huh,
I want y'all to, there's a black family, right,
mhm.
who I think violated their mother or grandmother. She
Oh.
passed away and they had her body exhumed and sat down and act like they had dinner with her. She's sitting at the table, dead as a doornail,
Mhm.
and they're having dinner.
I think there's certain ethnic groups that do that.
Nah, these were black folks, man. I didn't like that. I'm like, okay, this woman is dead. You got her sitting at a table,
Mhm.
and y'all having dinner like she's still alive. I mean, I thought it was a violation, man. I didn't. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find that piece in a
Uh,
few minutes.
yeah.
So, Queen Latifah is coming out with a show called The Equalizer.
Oh, okay.
I saw the trailer. You want to play the trailer?
I guess we can play the trailer. Let's see. Hold
It's in
on.
the chat.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah playing The Equalizer. I don't know if I'm buying. You know what, man? They a couple of these sisters, I think that they're doing a disservice to. I thought Taraji P. Henderson was terrible in Mary. She ain't built like that. That's not her career. There's plenty of young, vibrant, athletic black women you could have got to play that part. Not a 40-some-year-old Taraji P. Henderson, who really ain't about that life. She didn't play none of that through her whole acting career. So all of a sudden, she's some kind of super. I mean, it just didn't come out. And now they're doing it with Queen Latifah, playing the Equalizer.
Mhm.
I mean, make no mistake, but Queen Latifah still talk like she did when she made UNITY. And then you see her in there boxing and shit. I mean, it could be interesting. I actually want to. Did they have an episode yet?
Um,
I actually want to see. I actually want to see the first episode. I do. I want to see it. I want to see what they do with her. Because what I seen in that trailer, I didn't like. She didn't look believable. I thought it was over the top. I think they're really grabbing for straws. And again, I like the concept, but there's plenty of younger in shape black women that can play that part. Matter of fact, the black sister that was in Black and Blue, they should have made her the Equalizer. She'd have been perfect. The sister that played in Black and Blue, they could have made her the Equalizer. That would have been way more believable than Queen Latifah. And again, Taraji P. Henderson and Proud Mary, I mean, you might as well make Sanaa Lathan a super agent. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind them trying to get sisters work. I get it, but let's be realistic, man, about stuff. Let's not get carried away. What's going on? Hey, the inauguration is tomorrow, right?
No. The inauguration is Wednesday.
I thought it was tomorrow. Is it the 20th?
Yeah, but that's Wednesday. Today is Monday.
What it? Today's the 18th.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, so
Okay, so cut that out.
Did you find it yet?
Oh. Hold on.
So yeah, man. So we're gonna probably do a show about music, and get back to what music used to be.
Some kind of ex conflict.
Okay.
Don't forget to do your claimer thing.
Uh-huh. All right. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. All right. Now,
So guys, what's the next movie y'all want to see in Discord?
okay, so you want me to hold up on it on the?
No, play it.
Okay.
Some kind of X.
Okay, you can cut it off. All
All
right,
right.
y'all.
So
Get it off the
don't
screen,
stress
Dame.
us.
Dame, get it off the screen.
I'm getting it off the screen.
Yeah, that's Queen Latifah. You know, they reaching for straws. I don't know what I don't know what she's thinking or what they're thinking, but apparently she says she can pull it off. So we'll see. I don't think so, but what I've seen already, I think it's a joke. You know, not the right type of. I don't mind a black woman doing it, but get the right black woman in there though. You know, you can't get these old. Yeah. Okay, so um, what's the next movie y'all want to see in Discord? We had a little bit of success with American Skin. Some of y'all showed. I know Auntie was there.
John was there.
Hassan was there. I think Briggs came in for a minute. I don't know if he stayed. So what's the next movie y'all want to see? Because we have our movie nights in Discord, so we don't get shut down by YouTube. So you know, whenever we want to do a movie, we'll play it in Discord.
Yeah. But
So
next
y'all let
time,
us
not
know.
after ladies' night. Let's not do it after ladies' night. Because usually I
Yeah,
like to discuss it afterwards, but I was just too tired to want to discuss
right.
it afterwards.
Well, no, we didn't discuss it. We just saw the movie and then we shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave. So we at the end of the rant. All right, people. We're in the free part of the show. We can talk about anything you want. Dave, what you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? Sorry. What do I talk about? Shoot, we've been talking about uh, the Bible so much. Now my brain is stuck there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Now I
Cute.
get frustrated because you want facts, factual stuff on things that's spiritual faith. No, I haven't seen a spirit with my actual eyes and stuff like that because I really don't see them that way. Um, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and God can manifest Himself in the spirit body, but there's so much of Him. It's usually not the same. It always seemed like either God is okay. He was this pillar of clouds and fire was leading the Israelites out of Egypt. It sounded like he was a giant for another person. Let's see. I'm trying to remember all of it.
I mean, speaking of Israelites, right? When you look at the Hebrew Israelites, right? Do you see the way they dress?
Yeah.
Would you take a man seriously who's dressing like that?
No. Probably why the Hebrew Israelites I met don't dress like that. I thought she was kidding because
You
the
know, when
few
you look at these
Hebrew Israelites
factions,
I've been exposed to.
right? When you look at these factions, especially the conscious community, right?
Uh-huh.
When you look at these factions, all of it's about trying to dominate women. These guys want a harem of women. These guys want women to be at their beck and call.
Uh-huh.
You know, they want women to pretty much be sex slaves.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are broken and they're sex crazed. They're sexual deviants because they don't have any righteousness in them. And so sexually, they have no self-control. I always say most Negroes are sexually immature.
Uh-huh.
They don't have any self-control sexually. A lot of these Negroes can't even talk without becoming sexually explicit when they're talking to a female.
Okay.
I mean, as a woman, when you're talking to a guy and every other word he says is something about the vagina or his penis, how does that make you feel as a woman? Does that turn you on?
No. Because and then I'd be one of them ones that count. Okay, you can have harem women. Just know that I'm also gonna have a harem of men to go with it. Okay. Oh, hey, Hassan, put down. Is this a movie, The Education of Sonny Carson?
Huh?
Hassan put down The Education of Sonny Carson. Is that a
All
movie?
right. Yeah.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, Hassan, you're on. Next up on movie night, y'all, The Education of Sonny Carson. We'll get that
Yeah.
movie for you, Hassan. Huh?
Oh, go ahead, Max. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll get that movie. That will be the next movie in Discord, y'all. The Education of Sonny Carson, requested by Hassan Burton, E Nation, Royal Knight,
All right.
and we will get that, and we will have it set up. We'll let you guys know during the week when we'll be showing in Discord The Education of Sonny Carson.
Yeah.
Might do it on Friday.
Okay.
We might do it on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why they in these different religious groups is because the thought of having multiple women submissive to you and they have to do what you say type
Yeah,
attitude.
but my thing is, right,
Mm-hmm.
a harem of women to me is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not surviving all that estrogen. Those women will kill you, man. You can't deal. That's too much estrogen. Ain't no man surviving that. You couldn't live in a house with that many women. Are you insane? I mean, you would lose weight just being around because they'll drain your energy. That's too many women. That's overpowering estrogen. Can't no man live in no place like that. You gotta be careful, man. Too much of a good thing, you know,
Yeah.
get overwhelmed and you can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Talking about Solomon. We had this conversation about Solomon, right? He had 700 wives. Man, I don't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true that is. What is one man doing with 700 wives? How are you keeping? And I don't even think. See, a lot of this stuff don't make any sense to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if God says love the woman like you love yourself, then there's other things about making the woman cheat on you because you're not satisfying her.
Mm-hmm.
How is he satisfying 700 women?
He's not.
Come on, man.
But
I don't believe any of that.
mm-hmm.
Now I get it. Women are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're nurturing, and yeah, I get all of that. Sometimes you can't get enough of them, but you're not dealing with no 700. But you got to be, you're nuts. You're nuts, and you got a death wish. You 700 women, you're not living that long. You might not last a month. That's too much estrogen.
Yeah.
Okay. And understand something. Women don't hold back. Okay. Because they're supposed to be the weakest sex. So they don't have to hold back. So if they get the drop on you where their estrogen is overpowering you, you're finished. Because they're not pulling back. Dane, do you think that there's a, now I got a question. How many people we got in the chat?
Most I see Auntie and Hassan responding. I think the others are either falling back or they're just listening in the clouds.
All right. Let's okay. We got a show coming up that I'm working on, y'all, called Dare to Go There. So we're gonna give you a little preview of Dare to Go There tonight. All right. Now the concept of Dare to Go There is a show that presents challenges that people are afraid of. Okay, on that show, we talk about the things that people don't have the courage to talk about. Okay, like for example, here's an example of what's going to be coming up on Dare to Go There when we launch it. Okay, Dane, is there ever an appropriate time for a man to put his hands on a woman?
Nope.
Some will disagree with you.
Yeah, they will. That's usually ones that want to put their hands on, or they have to a
Some
certain.
some will say if the woman is coming at him with a weapon, he will defend himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you're saying that that's not an appropriate time. That's not an appropriate time to put your hands on a woman. Do you believe that? Do you believe that there's ever a time for a woman to put her hands on a man?
Okay, now since you made me second take back the first one, I guess yes, she's defending herself.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take out the defense. Let's remove the parachutes and the cushions. Okay. Is there ever a time for a man to put his hands on a woman if he's not defending himself? Like if the woman begins smart mouth with the man. Now, remember Shahrazad Ali wrote that book? And they went berserk on her when she said that if a woman is being smart mouth and disrespectful, that a man should take the back of his hand and smack her across the mouth.
He need to find a best way of silencing this woman. Or if he if he has no control, he has to have control of himself. So no matter
let me
what
ask you this.
he says, he shouldn't. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Well, let me ask you this. What if the man is being smart mouth to the woman? Should she take the back of her hand and slap him across his mouth?
No. They shouldn't be hitting each other.
Why not? What if we call you a whore or a bee?
But I'm not a whore or a thief.
What if we call you a lesbian?
I'm not a lesbian.
So you're not going to take the back of your hand and take to his face? What if you called him gay and he became very irate and he turned the back of his hand and smacked you across your face?
then I'll be back to the defense, and I will. Well, I probably would grab something a little heftier than my hand.
Now, okay, so let me ask y'all this, and everybody in the chat can chime in. Do you think that there is a time to where an adult should accept being hit by the opposite spouse?
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
What are they saying in the chat?
Okay, he said this before you asked the question. Hassan goes emphatically no. Auntie hadn't responded yet, but he said that before you asked the question. So it might have been.
Now, I don't think a man should put his hands on a woman unless he has to defend himself from being killed or something. I always think a man is stronger and he can walk away. But I do think that a woman can get away with slapping the taste out of a man's mouth. I have no problem with that because women are different than men. Women are emotional. You get hurt easier. And so y'all react. So if you hurting this woman and she's irate and she slaps the taste out of your mouth, you're supposed to take that on the chin and keep it moving. You're supposed to be manly and strong enough to take that and keep it moving. See, back in the day when I was growing up, if you got slapped by a female, we would laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? If we saw you get smacked by a female, we would let you have it. Yo, man, she almost knocked your teeth out, yo. Yo, she got a mean bite, yo. We would make fun of you. But what you didn't do, you didn't go there and beat on her. You're supposed to take that in stride. You're supposed to be strong. You see, that was an opportunity for you to show manhood. You got your first slap from a female, so you should feel like a man now. She smacked you across the mouth. You took it. No big deal. See, the men in my day was strong. You know, that was a small thing. And then men knew what that meant. So if a woman slapped you in the mouth, we didn't think nothing of it, man. We was like, okay, well, she's hurt. There was a different understanding. You understand what I'm saying? So I do believe that a woman can get away with that, but a man cannot. Now, I know I'm going to get some backlash on that. Yo, Max, you crazy, man. You saying that a woman can be violent to a man? No, that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say nothing about her being violent. Being smacked in the mouth because she's hurt and having a reflex, reaction because she's hurt. It's a far cry from being violent. I don't think motherfuckers know what they mean when they be saying shit. Yo, Max, you just said that a woman can be violent. I didn't say that.
Well, to them, a slap across the face is violent. They can't handle it.
Violent. That's just typical female behavior. You gotta understand something. They get hurt easily. Pain, emotional pain is a lot for them. Okay? Because they're so nurturing and they're so caring. So emotional pain to them is just as bad as physical pain. Emotional pain to us is different. Many of us don't feel emotional pain because we don't give a shit about nothing. We're men. Women are different. Okay? So when you hurt them emotionally, it's as good as hurting them physically. So if you was to hit them physically and they defend themselves, when you hurt them emotionally, they will defend themselves as well. This is what I'm trying to say. You guys don't understand the nature of women, right? And so, no. Actually, there was a badge of honor you got slapped, by a female. That meant you was a man. And you got a woman that cared about you. She slapped the taste out of your mouth. How dare you, Harold? Pow. Yeah, Harold, she really hauled off and cold cocked you, didn't she? Yeah, man, she was upset. She thought I was messing with her sister. I had to explain some things, you know what I mean? So, no, I think that women can get that. Now, I'm just talking about a slap or, a one-time occurrence. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you are, okay, if the woman is believing in you and you're committed to her, and all of a sudden she find out that you doing a sister, and she freaks out and slaps the taste out of your mouth, she can get that. And as a man, after what you just did to her, you shouldn't have no problem with that. You should be able to take that in stride and keep it moving and understand what that's about and where that came from. You created that by doing a sister. So naturally, she's going to be distraught. She's going to be overwhelmed with emotion, and at the times she can't control herself. She's going to be mad and angry and all of that. They're going to haul up and knock the taste out of your mouth. Sometimes that's all they can do before they just completely snap. So no, I don't have a problem with it. I think that women can get that. Now, I'm not saying go upside his head with a baseball bat or no shit like that. That would be violence. But a slap because the woman is emotionally distraught? No, I think that's typical female behavior. I don't have a problem with that. And if you can't take one slap from a woman, you weak anyway. You're a weak ass nigga. One slap from a woman, right? That shouldn't do nothing for you.
So Max, okay, what about men who believe that if a woman is hysterical, you should slap her to snap her out of it? What do you feel about that?
That depends. Like, if she's hysterical, how? Like, if she's doing something like to her temperament, or if she's doing something to harm someone, if she can't stop, she's caught in some kind of snap moment. Only if she's harming someone or trying to harm herself, then if you can jar her out of it, yeah. But if it's just emotion and she's irate, just back off. And just don't continue to engage. Especially if you see that there's no talking to her at that point. Just back off. Go home. Don't engage, because the more you engage, the worse she's going to get. She's already hysterical. The only time I condone you slapping her into her senses is if she's harming someone. Because she done snapped and she's about to harm someone, or she's about to do harm to herself, or something like that, then yeah, if you can jar her back into reality, yeah. I mean, don't hurt her, you know what I'm saying? But try to shake some sense into her. Sometimes if you just grab them by the arms, like if you grab them by the wrist, both wrists, right, and give a quick shake, okay, and call their name real loud, they'll snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them will snap out of it right then.
Okay, so if she just have an emotional hysterical because of a situation, but she's not trying to harm herself, not trying to harm anybody. It's just things came crashing down on her, and she got into hysterical, incomprehensible hysteria.
Well, I mean, like I said, if she's not harming anyone or trying to harm herself, then you got to let that run its course. Yeah, and just back off. Don't engage. I wouldn't engage. I would let her run around the house, ranting and raving and howling and screaming, and I would just leave. If I know that she's not going to hurt herself, she's not going to commit suicide, she's not going to try to harm anyone, no, let that run its course. She's got to find a way to calm down. Sometimes by you being there, it makes it worse. Okay? No. As long as now you got, if you think that she may harm herself, then you got to try to calm her down. You got to try. If you care about her, but you should care about it. You should, even if you don't want to be with her, you should care about her harming herself. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. What about guys? If you try to leave them, they threaten to kill themselves.
Oh, I hate that.
How about that, Auntie? What about a guy that you're with and you want to leave him? He threatens to kill himself if you leave him.
So, if he threatens to kill himself, I can slap him? I never thought of that. I'm going to have to remember that if that situation ever happens again.
I mean, it comes down to this, right? Are you responsible for that person's life? Do you care enough? Okay. I think what is the name? One of the singers, right? Her best friend blew his brains out right in front of her, and she's never been right again. The singer, she was a young sensation. She made that song she made that song just one of those things that a girl goes through, lonely inside. What's it? Man, I got that name on the tip of my tongue too.
Okay.
Just one of those things. Who in the chat? I'm about to say Maya. No, it ain't Maya. It's what is her name?
It might be Monica.
Monica.
Yeah.
So right, and so my thing is, if a man is if you're trying to leave a man and he threatens to kill himself if you leave, do you feel obligated to stop him or to stay with him so he won't do it? Or would you be strategic and plan your getaway later?
Let's see.
If a person is telling you, well, if you leave, I'm going to kill myself, isn't that the same as trying to hold you hostage?
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure brothers with this.
And that's how I reacted to it.
What if a woman is doing that to a man? See, we're going to explore both sides, right? If a man wants to leave a woman and she's threatening to kill herself, is he obligated to try to stay around so she won't commit suicide?
Nope.
See, the way I would handle it, right? I'm like, okay, I would stay with her, right? And then I will call, right? I will find a way to call the necessary people, the psych people, and I will have her committed. One of them jack moves, where they come and get you in the middle of the night. Yeah, I will call them up and be like, listen, this woman is crazy. I think she's suffering from schizophrenia. She's telling me that if I leave, she's going to kill herself, but I'm scared. I care about her. I don't want her to. Please do something. They come in the middle of the night, straight jack move. straight jacket and all,
Mhm.
and have her behind committed.
Mhm. Whoa. Hey. Oh, shucks. You broke up on us. You must be in a bad area. Oh, okay. Oh, bro, speak. Let's see. Auntie goes, I get him help and let him know there's many fish in the ocean or whatever the hell they say. Okay. Bro Speak said, nowadays you should leave because they might kill you also. If you stay, then they worry that you left every time you're gone for a long point of time. That's a tricky situation. Yeah. Okay, but the guy, I didn't believe. I think he was bluffing. So my reaction was like he was holding me hostage. I said, okay, so you're trying to force me to stay with you. Okay, I was a bad person. I screamed raped. Not that there was anybody to hear us, but I scream in such a way that he doesn't like the implication that he could be a rapist. And it's like, what? I ain't rape you. I said, you trying to rape me right now. You're trying to hold me hostage. In other words, you're trying to force me to do something I don't want to do. You're not accepting my no. No means no. Not just in sexual matters. So I feel like you're raping me. I know I was wrong, but I felt he was bluffing. I felt he was bluffing. He never seen.
Oh, put the link in the chat.
Oh yeah, I did.
Dang.
Okay,
Well,
I'll put it
if anybody want
in.
to come up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
put it again. So like I was saying, right? If you tell, let me finish. If you telling me you're about to kill yourself trying to hold me hostage, I'm gonna pull a straight jack move on you. First of all, I'm gonna get you to say it again. I'm gonna record you saying it, right? I'm gonna record you saying it so I can have evidence. I'm gonna pull a straight jack move. I'm gonna stay with you just long enough to give you, because as far as I'm concerned, you need help. And I'm gonna play that recording for those people at the nut house. They're gonna see how crazy you are, and they're gonna come like a thief in the night. Straight jack move. Roll you up out of there. Put you in a straight jacket. Hello?
Okay. It sounds like something I heard somebody do before. Except she's not very trusting, so he had to lie and say, okay, I'm gonna call my job and tell them I'm not coming in today so we can talk things out. I think we need to, be together and talk about some
Yeah.
things.
And then here's it.
He actually called his job, but
See,
when he hung up,
I'm gonna tell you something, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to say that to a person who knows how to respond to that. All right? You got to be careful who you say that to. Because some people know how to deal with that.
With calling a job.
Now you end up in the institution. Getting the help that you need because you're crazy. Because hello?
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
I said, nah, you'll end up in an institution getting the help you need because you're crazy. Because if you're going to kill yourself or threaten to kill yourself, I don't know what else you're going to do.
Yeah, that's what most people saying.
So I'm calling the nut house and I'm having you committed. You need help. And then while you in the nut house in a straitjacket, getting the help you need, I'm gone. I said you got to be careful who you say that to.
Mm-hmm.
Some people know how to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, really? So you're gonna play crazy on me? Oh, I got you.
Ah,
I
okay.
got just the thing
Well,
for you.
well, that shows how crazy she was. She accepted. She saw that he called his job and stuff like that, and he called and said he wasn't going to be coming in. Um, and then he reported what they what she was saying.
Anybody in the waiting room, Dane?
Nobody's in the waiting room. I don't think
Okay.
anybody wants to come up.
Okay.
It's just I think everybody's at work. And T's at
Uh,
speaking of work, Hassan is always working. I'd be surprised if Hassan had a day off.
so my thing is also right. Like relationships are a funny thing. You know, I'm a firm believer that there's some things a man can get away with that women can't get away with. And there's some things that women can get away with that men can't get away with. Like to me, a man can't get away with putting his hands on a woman unless he's defending himself.
Exactly.
Of course, you ain't gonna let nobody hurt you or kill you, nothing like that. Yes, you defend yourself. But a woman can get away with putting her hands on a man.
To an extent.
What do you mean to an extent?
Well, now the laws has changed. She hit him, she'll go to jail too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the domestic thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they're beating the hell out of each other. First of all, right? To me, a lot of domestic violence comes from you not properly courting the person that you're with. Now, not all of it is like that, but most of it is like that. Because you got guys and girls getting with each other for the wrong reasons. Oh, he's fine. Oh, no. Oh, she's fine. He's cute. Really? What about the personalities? See, all that fine and cute shit is nice. But at the end of the day, what about the personalities? What if she's fine, but she's crazy? What if he's cute, but he's crazy? Now what? See, young people make that mistake all the time. Oh man, she got a fatty, yo. I want to get. These are immature boys trying to bag grown ass women, and you got grown women who are desperate because they can't keep a man. And I got a question, like, I always wanted to ask women this question. Why do y'all listen to women that can't keep a man?
Huh?
Yeah. I remember I saw women, a whole bunch of women listening to a woman who had 19 marriages. No, I'm sorry, not 19, 9 marriages. This woman been married 9 times. 9. Why y'all listen to somebody?
Okay, Max, you broke off, but if you can hear me, she been married 9 times. They insisted in the get married part. She never claimed she could help you keep the man, just that she help you get the man, not keep the man.
Wow, I mean that logic right there. Can you hear me now? Wow, that's crazy logic, man. Y'all be thinking like that for real?
No.
No. I don't believe that. I mean, come on, yo. I mean, you've been married 9 times. Why y'all grouped around? What can she tell you about a relationship? Nothing. Been married 9 times. It can't be something wrong with all of those men. It can't.
No.
At some point, somebody has to say, okay, maybe something is wrong with you. Okay? That don't happen with God. Can't no dude tell us shit.
Uh-huh.
Especially if he can't, forget about 9 girlfriends. If he can't keep one woman, he can't say nothing to us. We ain't gonna listen to him. He
Well,
gonna tell me, yo, man, you need to do this with old girl. Dude, man, where your girl at? Well, I ain't got one right now. All right, well, peace.
yeah.
Did you have one? Yeah, but things didn't work. All right, peace. We don't listen to people like that. And that's just one female.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes are much tougher. Like, dude, if you can't keep one female, ain't nothing you can talk to me about. We won't even listen to nobody like that. Matter of fact, we'll make fun of niggas like that. We won't even listen to nobody like that. But I noticed that women, you know, they tend to be around these women who can't keep a man, like they're gurus on men. And then, you know what? And come on now, do y'all honestly believe in non-relationships, right? That all the men were wrong?
Of course not. But I told you, those women are selectively hearing. They hearing that she was able to convince 9 men to marry her.
Now,
That's all they
okay,
listening to.
now I get it. I know women are very, you know, women are, y'all are, you know, you want to be the one and only, you know, you're beautiful, you want to know that you're every man's desire. I get all that, but at some point we have to be realistic, okay? A woman that's been married 9 times, that's problematic. And I don't think that's somebody y'all should be listening to. Because there's nothing she can tell you about a successful relationship. She hasn't had one. They don't even know what one's like. She's never had one.
Mm-hmm.
So how was she? I don't even understand how y'all even know. Like, look, like I've seen that before. I've seen women gather around, like Feminista Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feminista Jones can't keep no dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way she told, ain't no man gonna be around it. But a lot of women listen to her.
Mm.
This is the same woman that said that she won't have no problem putting her son in the dress, and she dares somebody.
What? Nothing wrong with that woman.
Right. But you know, I mean, I always wondered that, man. Why do women listen? Because I've seen this, like, even with my sisters, I've seen them do it. Like, why do y'all listen to a woman that can't keep a man or can't have any kind of sexual relationship? It's got to be, listen, if 9 or 10 guys done came and 9 or 10 guys done went, that's not all the guys. There's something going on with her, too.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In this aspect, it's not that deep. They're not they're not thinking about keeping a relationship. They in the get the man mode. This woman 9 times got 9 men to marry her. That's the only part that they fixated on. That she convinced 9 men to marry her.
Okay, so basically what you're saying
They're not
is,
talking about how to keep a relationship once you got the man.
okay, so basically what you're saying is, they don't care nothing about whether her relationship sucks or not. They want to know how she got their attention.
Pretty much. That's what it seems like.
Well, that's easy for a woman. A woman just be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I said before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Femininity is the key. The more ladylike you are, the more men are going to be attracted.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of them that don't know what that
And
is.
I don't mean like you have to walk around half naked, showing skin and all that. Okay, not saying now you can do that. I don't think anybody's going to object. But what I'm saying, that's not something you have to do. When we say lady, like you can wear, you ain't got to show nothing and still be attractive because of your feminine ways and your feminine behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Men are attracted to that. As a matter of fact, it's even better when you are tastefully dressed and not showing skin, right? And you are exuding all of this femininity. That's even better. You ain't got to do it by showing skin. That's even better. That's going to make a man even more curious about you. Like, man, she, all this femininity all over the place and she ain't even showing no skin. Yeah, that's going to make a man even more attractive. Huh? Like I said, you know how they say they see some women that society deems not attractive with some men that society deems attractive. Well, look, okay, she may not be attractive in your eyes, right? But I guarantee you, go watch her behavior. I bet she's extremely feminine. No doubt. Like I have a friend who was married to a woman back in the day. We used to tease in high school. Call her an ugly duckling and all kinds of things like that. And he married to her, but you know why? Because she's extremely feminine. She's very ladylike. She's very classy. She's very feminine. And so when you see that, you get it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I see why he fell in love with her. She's a hell of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what get guys excited, man. When you're a lady, the more of a woman you are, the more a man gonna get excited. I'm telling you. You running around here on some BS with these feminists, talking about kicking rocks and shit, and throwing boulders and doing push-ups on your fingers. That ain't attracting nobody. Now, okay, I'm not sure what's going on with Tawana Burke. Tawana Burke, the one that started the Me Too movement. Is that some kind of deformity going? What is that all about? Is she taking male testosterone pills?
I don't know.
Yeah, she has an unusually big nose for a female. I've never seen a woman with a nose that big. And I'm wondering, is there some kind of mutation going on, or maybe she's taking some? Is she? Did anyone know if she's gay? Because these gay women be taking these pills, these testosterone pills, and it changes the features of their body. It changes them. She has a very large nose for a female. Matter of fact, can you get a picture of her, Tawana Burke, and throw it up on the screen? I'm not sure what's going on. There's some kind of testosterone thing going on over there. And I'm wondering if she's LGBTQ.
Oh, okay. I see who you're talking about.
Yeah. See how big her nose is?
Yeah, she makes me think of what's his name? Who did the Green Mile?
Yeah, my man, the big dude. I can't get his name right now. I know you're talking about. He died. He passed away. But yeah, I mean, there's some kind of testosterone thing going on.
Mhm.
It's almost to the point where it's a deformity. I wonder, like I said, I think she may be LGBTQ, and she's taking the dominant role, and maybe have taken some testosterone shots. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's what's going on over there. Okay,
Oh, Auntie says it's not just her nose or her voice is odd. Her daughter's gorgeous. I hate it when it happens. LOL.
she said
Okay.
what?
She's She said it's not just her nose or her face is odd, but her daughter's gorgeous. I hate it when that happens. LOL. Oh,
She said her
I
daughter's
think that
voice.
reminds her of KRS-One. Yeah, her daughter's
Wait,
gorgeous. Uh-huh.
she's got a daughter?
I guess so.
Really?
Let's see. Here she goes.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Are we talking about the same person?
Is this the person you're talking about?
Wait a minute, let me take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Tamana Burke, all right.
Okay, Auntie, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay. No, I'm asking Auntie if that's who she's thinking of. Okay, let's see.
That's a very
Oh
large.
yeah, she got one child.
She does?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Let's see.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Let's see. I'm kind of curious. Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, her son goes over to the island. Her daughter's very pretty. I wonder if it's some kind of disorder because her skin is off. Okay, Max.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I keep wondering if if she has some type of skin disorder.
Okay, damn, I got to take care of an issue. All right, so hold it down for me. I'll be back.
Okay. Now I want to see if there's anything about her health. Huh? Of course, that ain't gonna be in Wikipedia. Yeah, but she's a survivor of sexual assault when she was a kid and a teenager. Oh, speaking of KRS-One, they got something with Tanya Burks and KRS-One. Oh, Fearless TV. Wouldn't it be something if they related?
On the left, we have KRS-One, and on the right,
Okay. Oh, okay. You're not the only one that thinks the same thing. Hey, they could be related for all you know. Yeah, the eyes are about the same. The nose is almost the same. Shoots, even the lips are almost the same. They could be related. Wouldn't that be something? But okay, her daughter. Okay. I hate when I have to do it from here, but I have trouble getting on there. Okay. Okay, so let's do this manually. Alright. Oh, Girls Rock Award? Okay. Mm.
On the left, we have Paris.
Not trying to play that video. Okay. All right. Here's a quick image of her with her daughter. Now, I didn't use yours because I had too much trouble to fight with it. That's her with her daughter. What? Wait a minute. What's this about her daughter being non-binary? Oh, okay. No, it turns out Tawana is non-binary. Oh, okay. Well, if she's non-binary, why is she dressed like a woman? That's I think just the whole non-binary thing is kind of made up. Cause I always figure if somebody claiming they're non-binary, that they don't want to be neither sex, so they do not try to look heavily like any one sex or the other. They kind of be like gender neutral, you know. But if you're gonna wear a dress, you're trying to be a woman, so that means you're not non-binary. But then again, what's her name? Janelle Monáe claims non-binary, but I seen her be more womanly looking. Even when she's looking like she's trying to be gender neutral, I still see the woman. So, you know. But I guess they just don't want to be called by no pronouns. They don't want to be her or him. Okay, y'all. Yeah, but non-binary don't really mean It don't mean they don't have a sex, or it just means they don't want to be referred to by one sex or the other. As far as my understanding of it. Now I have seen non-binary women where they kind of look like they blur the line. They hide any obvious effects that they're female. Like they might actually bind their breasts, and so they don't look like they have any. They might wear looser clothes, and or they might more likely to be wearing pants than dresses or skirt. No makeup. And yeah. So yeah, usually I find when you see that going on, where they're trying to hide uh their uh their femininity, their womanliness, that means they've been assaulted sexually, and probably more than one time, multiple times. So they they don't want to look like anything that'll draw their attention. So that's why they tend to be neutral. They think if they look a little bit more or less like a woman, that they want to attract that attention, that unwanted attention. But shoots, nowadays with men being with more men coming out the closet, you might still attract a man. It'd be like, oh, that's a gay dude. Hook up with him. That reminds me, I once watched a Jerry Springer show where, okay, uh, 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 a man who's in transition to be a woman, he still had his main equipment, but he had like the breast implants, uh, the lip injection. This is before they had the butt implants, although they might have been experimenting around that time. So he looks feminine. He dressed feminine and stuff like that. He's a woman, and he been on Jerry Springer a couple of other times because he came out to dudes that he was a man, but he also came out, to them after they had sexual relations with him. And one man was claiming he was in love. That love went out the window when he found out he was a dude, though. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, he fooled 2 or 3 men. Enough of them watch Jerry Springer's gonna get around. He ain't gonna be able to fool nobody else. So imagine my surprise when he came on Jerry Springer for a 4th time. Except, okay, he's with a gay woman, lesbian that I guess she was trying to be butch. She's like a feminine butch. I don't know what to call it, but she tends to dress like a boy. The tennis shoes, the hat, the sagging of the pants. Well, guess what they were up there for? He got her pregnant. I was like, what? Wait. How did that happen? Yeah, they were drunk one night. Since she's looking more masculine and he looking more feminine, and they're drunk in mind, they fool themselves into thinking that they were of the same sex or something like that. And they had sex. And she ended up pregnant. Now, their parents got used to years ago that their child was gay. They didn't like it, but they accepted it. Until this little issue happened. It's like, what the hell? You told the one was with her gay son. So you like women now? After all you put me through, and after all this mess here, you like women now. No. I was drunk and I thought it was a dude. Say, okay, forget all this. Both the mothers like, okay, y'all gonna have to put that aside, cause now it was okay when it was just y'all grown, that's your life, but now there's a child coming in this, and it's gonna be my first grandchild. Y'all not gonna. The woman told her son, "You're not gonna be confused in my grandchild. What if my grandchild? You were man enough to make this baby. You're gonna have to step up and be man all the way. You have to put that nonsense away, because you are not gonna confuse my first grandchild. You know, it said." Yeah, so you man enough to create, you man enough to be man. And pretty much the opposite, the same, pretty much the same thing on the opposite side. But what was upset, she had like a cousin, I'm confused, that was close to her, and her cousin was upset that she got pregnant for the gay dude. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that her cousin or her woman? I can understand if that was her woman being upset. Not only did you cheat on me, you cheated on me with a man. I guess it would be similar reaction to, not only do you cheat on me for a straight woman, you cheat on me with another man. Okay, it was pretty much the similar reaction. I was like, oh, what kind of cousins are they? They might be the kissing type of cousin for that cousin to have such a strong reaction to that. But anyway, I'm getting on subject. I don't know what happened after that, but that was the kicker for me. I was like, when I thought he couldn't come on Jerry Springer with another dude because he went through 3 dudes confessing to them on the show that he's really a man. And I'm like, I'm wondering how you have sex with a man he not know you're a man. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, that was the cake. That was the kicker for me. Okay, I had to stop watching Jerry Springer. That and the woman who had what was it? I think I lost count. I think it was up to like 15 men that she's trying to find out who's the father of her baby. And the 15 times she went up there, none of them was the baby daddy. I was like, what? So, between that episode and the woman 15 times, I heard she went up there a few more times, but I was like, oh my goodness. What the heck is this? It's getting crazy. Yeah, because I used to like to watch Jerry Springer to see him fight. Especially when the Becky's fight. To me, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, especially when Becky and her mother were fighting over the same dude. Becky's man slept with her and her mother. And I didn't know whether to believe it or not, but I think the grandmother too. Or was it one of the aunties? I lost track. See, Jerry Springer be coming up with some crazy. He used to come up with some crazy stuff. Maybe that's why I kind of liked this side of YouTube when I first discovered. But it's weird. When it gets messy, I lose interest in it. I guess because Jerry Springer, they be fighting and rowdy and all that other stuff. And I knew it was meant to be entertainment, but you know, and not to mention, hey, I don't know who be talking about who. Sometimes they be talking about people I don't be knowing about. I be like, okay, who's this they're talking about? How did this get involved? Okay, Auntie, you want me to change the subject since I'm making you sick? Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking about the next time I do conversation with ladies' dames, I am going to go through the ISIS paper book because hey, I still ain't read it yet. I pulled it out and I still ain't got to the first page yet. I yeah, you know, yeah, and but then again, there's some other books I wanted to get. I guess because I'm going through a Daniel fast. Well, I'm not doing it properly anyhow. I guess I was doing a modified one, where I just didn't eat after a certain time, and I tried to, cut out some of the things. But I have this cookbook called Thug Kitchen. I'm looking that up last night. I never heard of the ISIS paper before. I know a girl personally that went on Maury Povich. Oh yeah, that was another one. Maybe that was Maury. No, I think that was Maury Povich with the girl with the 15 possible baby daddies. Oh, they all kind of bleed together. I kind of lose track. Shoes. I remember being mad because I missed the episode when what's his name? When they threw that chair and he got busted in the nose. I never heard of ISIS paper. Yeah, well, shucks. I've been hearing about it since I was 10. But as I said, in my small town, there was no way for me to get access to the ISIS paper. My cousins told me about it. Older cousins, so they were like in college, or they got access to other stuff like um let's see, yeah, by Francis Cress Wellesley. Is either ISIS ISIS or YSSIS. Now, the reason why I was kind of curious about it, it piqued my interest when my cousin kind of mentioned it, but she didn't give me no details. She was just telling me I really should read the book. And because at the time that I was 10 years old, I was reading up on the Egyptian mythology. So I knew about Isis from Egyptian mythology. Don't ask me how to pronounce any of the names because I didn't read out loud a lot, so there's nobody hearing me when I'm reading. So I made up what I think the words sound like, you know. So, cause there's books where I've been calling certain characters or certain things a certain way, and then I find out years later, no, it's actually this. Yeah, anything. Let's see. Oh yeah, and let's see. Francis Quest, Wet Wesley. There was another book. Was talking about taking an interest in. Dang it! I wanted to see if I can. If I had, I thought I'd already got the ebook form of the ISIS paper, but I think what it is, somebody had put the ebook form in the Discord, but I couldn't read it. That's why I brought the book because it's like somebody photocopied the book and it was in, and I still never got my reading glasses, so it's a little hard for me to read it. So I said, "Oh, forget it. I'm just getting a straight up book." Yeah, that's what it is. It's in the Discord library. So yeah, so you can go in there, Auntie. Let me see. It's the and take a look at it. Let's see. You don't mind downloading the book into your phone or your computer? Let's see. Okay, good. I'm gonna download it on my computer, and then I'm gonna bring it up, and then I can have it up there while I read the book. Let's see if I decide to do that. Okay, if you open up the 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 text channel, you see Earth and Nation. If you're on your phone, it'll just show Live, but it's Earth and Nation Library, and you go in there and do the drop menu arrow, so it'll open it up, and you should see different genres of books. I think it's under, let's see, um, let's see. It might be under education or political. And you just have to go through it all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah. That's why I thought I had the book, because when I downloaded it in my phone, I had it play in my Kindle app. And I was like, oh, I can't read that. Yeah, cause so I knew it since I was 10 years old. That means I've been hearing about this book for 39. When I did get the book when I was 20, as I told you, when I get books and they're mine, I don't rush to get them, because I'm used to library books. Checking out books at libraries and stuff like that. So I knew I had a certain amount of time to read them, so I would hurry up and then. But if it's mine, I own it. I can read it anytime I get ready to feel like I have no rush. That's why it killed me when the apartment got flooded and I had whole stacks of books destroyed, especially the ones I had hidden away in this little Foot Locker. And what happened was, not only did it get wet, the book swole up, and I couldn't get them out of there. They were stuck in there. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, because I didn't know. I thought it was on top of something. But moving stuff in and out of my closets and stuff like that. I forgot where it was the last time, but because it's holding books, it's extra heavy. This is a metal footlocker type thing. Old fashioned footlocker type, except it's a cube one. It's not like a long angular one that you see people take to go to college in. At the foot of the bed. No, it's a little small one. Think of the long foot lockers, chop it in half, make it a little taller, and that's what with metal, with like gold, or was it brass? It might have been brass, because it belonged to my aunt. It used to belong to my aunt. She gave it to me because she no longer was interested in them, and I grabbed one of those little mini foot lockers. And I had my book stashed in there, because ever since my uncle's girlfriend stole my manuals. Don't make me say what type of manuals. You know, some of my books I had stuffed in there. But I also had like I had certain herbal books and aromatherapy books and massage books, and I had collected all kind of. That's hard to get right now. I had collected all kind of books that are hard to get right now, or if you do manage to find it, they try to charge you an arm and leg for it, or they updated it. And in fact, that reminds me, I gotta raid my aunt's house because there's a few of my books that's somewhere in her storage in her house. Yeah, like I had this real serious detox book, taught you how to detox, like detox for the liver, detox from smoking, detox from sugar, detox from let's see, it was the liver, there's the bowels. I can't remember it all. Oh, and then there's the seasonal detox. Hey, y'all live down there? Give me a one. Actually, give me anything. Let me know y'all still there. Cause if y'all through, we can wrap it up. Yeah. You know what type of manuals, Auntie. Yeah. It's a 3-letter word. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. And yeah, I had a lot of detox these detox books, and these books I would have loved to go over it with Bella B. Okay, Auntie, I see you. I see you. Yeah, and all those were ruined, messed up. Although I think I lent my detox book to my aunt a few times over, because they had, like, when you do seasonal detox, like there's a detox you do in the spring, a detox you do in the summer, a detox you do in the fall, and a detox you do in the winter. And there was like a kind of fasting detox. It walks you through certain fasting and detox. It was a great book. And oh my goodness, I had all kind of these help books and stuff like that, because I was interested in naturopath and home remedies and herb way of doing it. Shooks, I was looking into I had a lot of aromatherapy books. There's like certain healings with aromatherapy, especially when you're dealing with a sick room and stuff like that. You know how to air out, and certain fragrances can you know kill certain germs, refresh the room. As you intake it into your lungs, help heal your lungs, clear stuff up. Okay, I was interested in aromatherapy oils. Yeah, I even had aromatherapy for animals. I was curious about that. I used it on. I used like let me see, a certain aromatherapy oil the keep fleas away from it. I would use it on my dog at the time. So, I had like a flea comb, and I would just go to town. I get the areas that was hard for them to get, like along the back and the spine, which was hard for them to reach. And that's where the fleas like to get at. Shooks. My mom thought I was mad at me because one time I mixed my aromatherapy oil with some cooking oil, and I rubbed it all into his skin. Hey, it got rid of the fleas. But my mom wasn't happy that I used cooking oil. But hey, I ain't have no other carrier oil. So I used the vegetable oil. And I knew he was gonna lick it off, so I figured it's something that was least likely to hurt him. Yep. Let's see. I had all these massage books. Not just the sensual massage, but different type of massage techniques. Okay. What started off as a joke when I was a little kid. I have an uncle that's more like a big brother to me because he's only about 6 years older than me. And he started playing football uh okay, in our school they started having them do football around junior high or the later part of middle school, but at the time our middle school was 6 and 7. But that's changed up now. It's more in line. Middle school's now 5 and 6, fifth and sixth grade. But at the time it was 6 and 7 for us in middle school. But the population got so big, so now it's fifth and sixth is middle school. Okay, so he would come back after a practice, be hurt, because he's just getting just trying football. He played baseball and basketball, but football is another animal, a whole nother training, a whole nother exercise and stuff like that. And he'd be hurting, and I was laughing. And I was like, is there, because what would happen is he would fling himself on the sofa, and then he would get all stiff and he couldn't move. So he'd be hollering for us to get him some water, get him something to eat. And I was messing with him. And I was like, oh, there's nothing else I can help. Maybe if I give you a massage. And I would watch the TV, and they showed them doing the karate chop massage, where you're going along their back and you just doing the karate chop along their back and stuff like that. It started off as a joke, because he was kind of pretty much almost defenseless. And this is a boy who liked to practice wrestling moves, the WWF type wrestling move, not the wrestling that they do for. We're talking about stuff like figure four, power driver. So I was taking advantage that he was pretty much helpless. So I was teasing him, and he was like, "Ah, I feel good." I said, "For real?" So I said, let's see what else feel good. I tried different things. So some things I stumbled on by accident as a kid, and then, I felt so proud of myself that I was able to help him out, loosen him up, and stuff like that, and, and get him in motion. So, so I started feeling proud of myself. So I would do it more, over the years, I would help him, football practice game, help him work out the kinks and stuff out of the body, and I would read stuff that I could on it and stuff like that. So when I got old and I discovered book clubs, this is when you remember? Okay, some of the older ones may know, but you remember when you used to be able to get tapes for so many for a penny each, and plus shipping and handling, where there was a book club where you can get books not quite a penny but pretty much cheap. You get like 6 free books, and then you get like at least 1 book a year. I like to read. Yeah, I got the 6 free books, and I would just keep ordering, and I would just put a little bit down at a time. And every book that interests me, the book clubs now, it's same book club. They don't have quite as wide as a variety as they did back then. But oh my goodness, I got a hold of a whole bunch of books that at that time full price would be like $20, $30 a book and stuff like that. Yeah, Amazon is interesting enough, but you gotta understand, certain books I'd be looking for a certain copyright date and stuff like that to find the book of that time period, or I can't find them at all, or I'm thinking I'm finding by the same author, but I can't find the original. Apparently they were more open when they first were starting out, and there was a lot more information in some of these books. But now that they more established, it seems like there's less information, especially when they update these older books. So sometimes I'm trying to find the older book. We're talking about copyright date maybe 1990. The copyright year might be 1990 to 2000, or at least 2005. those books are kind of hard to find. It's like I'm trying to reestablish my original book collection because some of the stuff in there they had a lot more information. And now whenever you, it's almost like the iPhones. Whenever you get the new updated iPhone, it's like the old ones get tracked, or should I say operation system. Oh no, it's a little bit more like Microsoft. Okay, after once they go to the new operation system, they stop doing certain of the older operation systems. You know, so if you was fine with Windows 95 or Windows 98 or and stuff like that, you can't get that now, especially for your computer. You know, if you was used to a computer that was doing Windows 95 and stuff like that, now it's Windows 10. You can't get any of the old operation system. You got to get a tech support who might still have operational disk of the 95, 98 year. And they're getting rare and rare as time go by because those techs have used it. If you try to get it now, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. When or you won't find it at all. But it's the same thing with the books in some sense. Okay, like these manuals, like aromatherapy man, that detox book. I could have sworn I found the same author, but I couldn't find the older book. I looked at the newer book. I'm thinking I'm gonna still find the older information and just more information. No, it's like this like stuff missing. Like the seasonal detox, the certain the liver detox. But when they did they had detox for almost individual organs or a certain like your digestive tract detox. They had like liver detox, blood detoxing, stuff to clear out the help your body clear out the gunk in your blood vessels and stuff like that. I can't find it. Or the stuff that help you detox from smoking, detox from sugar. Oh, sugars. They even had certain toxicity. Like if you did a certain too much of a certain vitamin and you got toxicity of that, that means you got too high a level of this particular, help you detox from them. All that. Can't find it. I was like, I could have sworn this was the same author, but that information is not the same. I said, dang it. I said, please, 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 there's a possibility that one of the times, okay, because people borrow my books and sometimes never give them back, I will reorder the same book again. Or I forgot I had it. And something of that nature. So I'm thinking one of those original books on the detox. I remember my aunt, not the aunt I'm with, staying with. This is another aunt. Borrowing it because she liked the seasonal detox. She believes in detox, considered as part of her fasting thing, fast and meditation and pray, and it walks you through a healthy and proper way to fast and give you warnings. Like if you at this point in the fast and you break it by eating a hamburger and stuff, you're going to be sick. You're going to throw up, or you have diarrhea, or you have stomach cramps and stuff like that because your body now not used to that heavy amount of food. Or it'll give you food to suggest, like say you gradually fasting to a liquid fast, and after about a week of liquid fast you gradually go back down to solids, and it'll walk you through. But if for some reason you can't take anymore and you just feel like you need to break it, they'll give you recommended foods that you break that won't harm your body. Won't put you in cramping spasms or feeling all icky or throwing up and stuff like that. So she liked that part of the book. And since I wasn't planning on doing any fasting yet, because I didn't have all the stuff I needed, I wasn't in too much of a hurry to get started on. I lent it to her. And I think what it is, I forgot I lent it to her. And I got another one, and that's the one that got messed up um when our apartment got flooded. Because I kind of forgot about it. Because I had stuck it in the trunk. Because I had too many books. In fact, I got a stack of romance books that my cousin gave me. I'm not planning on going through with them, but I don't know what to do with them just yet. I know nobody who reads like that. It's only me. I have one other neighbor that does, but I want to see them lingering around, you know. Oh shoot, I forgot. My aunt was telling me about this bookstore that buys or collect books and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to ask her about it again and see if I can find it. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah. Also, I was sick, because I just knew my books were safe. And so we taking our time clearing the book because we got time. We going being very thorough, going through there. And then I opened the storage. I knew water was gonna get there, but I didn't know it was at the bottom. It's supposed to have been on top of another set of containers. Flooded. And because it dried up in there, it swole up, couldn't get it out. I would have tried to salvage something because these books was all next to each other. They weren't stacked on top. They weren't just stacked on top. They were stacked along the line, like it was like a mini bookshelf. I had them packed in there. Some of them could have been salvaged. I don't know. I couldn't even get them out of there. I had to throw the whole thing away. Oh, okay, Hassan. Good night. I didn't mean to put you to sleep. Okay, well, I'm glad I was able to give you a bedtime story. Yeah, so, but she, please, hopefully, it's still stored up in her attic because she just got through some flooding when Hurricane Laura and Delta got her, and she had quite a big book collection too. She had quite a few of my books, which reminds me, I gotta go. I'm gonna have to go plan to spend a few days over there, and dang it, her and my cousin got into it, so he's gone. So I won't be able to get him to pull them down from the attic for me, so I can go through it. Dang it. Shucks. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Oh, well. Okay, I guess I'm just lost. Now, you see, you got me thinking about books, Auntie. Now I'm going to be going through Amazon and eBay, and I really don't like shopping eBay. But hey, if I can find the particular book, and and I probably would shop eBay, but you know, I kind of feel about eBay like I feel about Mac and iPhones. If you see me with iPhone, that means somebody gifted me and I didn't know how to say no, or they ignore me. Because you do, I do have an iPhone relative and stuff like that. You know, they iPhone from the get go. Apple. Man, and that's like I'm an Android person. We get along fine. We don't go to war. Okay. Okay, well, I guess it's just the four of us. I don't know who the three people in the cloud are. Okay. And yeah, so I guess you could say I'm a brandish, brandish loyal, you know. uh but I prefer Android than I do any iPhone. But except for the very, very newer ones, I probably a little bit. I'm kind of familiar with them. Like Okay, I became more familiar with the Galaxy before I even had a Galaxy. I got an older model one. Let's see. I never bought anything on eBay. I've been familiar with it since like 1998, but I never shopped on it on there. Oh, hey, Max, you back?
Hey,
Uh huh.
I am.
Huh? It's me and T chilling.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm sitting here
Mhm.
watching someone back in. Um, I was checking my truck. I think I have a bad oil sensor.
Uh
It's not
oh.
registering the oil correctly. I checked the oil. There's plenty of oil in it.
Mhm.
So
What the sensors
that's
telling you need oil?
yes,
Mhm.
but there's oil in it.
So you need to go get it checked.
Yeah, I gotta get a new oil sensor.
Uh, so is that easy to do?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does the sensor cost a lot?
Uh, I don't know. I never needed one. I gotta get it checked.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I do have a friend who does buy eBay, but but she fell in love with Amazon. So eBay is only for the things you can't find in Amazon. Yeah. I was laughing because there were certain things she hadn't opened until I got there. I was like, and then she was getting so much stuff she forgot what she ordered. I'm like, how you not know what you ordered? But I can kind of get the idea now because I was ordering stuff. I was getting packages almost every day. But I started late, during the pandemic. For the first couple of months, I kept seeing all around me people having package delivered, people going to the stores, shopping. But I didn't because I didn't think I got my unemployment because I got confusing. I got a letter that said I didn't qualify for it, and then next thing you know, I got a letter 2 months later saying you qualified for it. I said, "What? You mean I had money on my card all this time? I didn't know." So I was ordering things online. So I went kind of berserk in the butcher department. But I was modified with it. I didn't go too berserk. Berserk is when you have hundreds of books coming. I had like maybe I think altogether I must have had about 20 books, 20 maybe 30 books came in. Yeah. So yeah. So I saw my neighbors going. So the next thing they start tapering off, and here I go. Here I had packages coming in and stuff like that. Some of it wasn't even for me. Some of it was I was ordering for people. Hey, I'm in an apartment complex where there's a lot of elderly people, and they'll have me order stuff for them. I be like, hey, how about I set you? No, 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 no. I just want to get this one time. In fact, I got a little shopping cart that I'm kind of stuck with because to help her out, I went ahead and ordered. I said, pay me when it gets in. And she said,
What
it
you
won't be
talking
much
about?
worse. Helping some of the elderly. I have like a little miniature shopping cart, not shopping cart like you see uh, at the stores, but it comes in handy. I originally got it for my aunt when she had cancer, so she wouldn't be straining herself, bringing her laundry to go to the laundry room in the complex and back.
Hmm.
You know, I originally got that for her, but I would use it too. Right now we got two shopping carts. You can use it to go shopping. I've actually been to the store that's around the corner from her and asked if it's okay if I come in with my own shopping cart. He said, okay, as long as you pay for goods and stuff before you leave out. That's all we care about. I said, okay, good. So, but anyway, so there's several elderly, they see me and they have ordered something. And I'm trying to like, no, put that back in your Amazon account and stuff like that. No. I ordered and go. Okay, all right. Well, I had one because she's old fashioned to pay for it. I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. I got the money to cook for you. Back with it. The day before it was due to come in, she called to tell me that the hardware store had I'm like, I told you the hardware store be having them sometimes. Just put yourself on the list and I'll call you when they get some. Anyway, and I'm playing around, dealing with all kind of other stuff. I forgot to go send it to Walmart. Because I got it through Walmart account and send it back. So I found I ordered it and it was the wrong size. I meant to go send it back. I had to order another one that was the big size. She didn't come and get it. I ended up selling to my next one instead of one another building over. And so that was no problem. I sold it to her. And then my aunt got one, I got one. Then there's this little mini one in the box, a little smaller one in the box. So but it used to be when I go to the food bank for my aunt, I would see this elderly lady. She's always admiring mine. So I tell her about, if I get another, she can have my old one. But the old one got messed up when I was using it to carry some sandbags. So it broke. It can only handle about 200 pounds. So anyway, so I got this good one. I intend the next time I go to the second harvest. That's what it is, second harvest. When I see her, I was gonna give her this one, but second harvest never came. And then when it did came, I didn't know about it. We didn't know about it. Okay, second harvest was like, okay, there's a part in the Bible where they tell farmers not to cut so much of this and so much of that, or the corners or the edges or something when they go to harvest, to leave that for the poor.
Hey, what are you talking about?
I was explaining about what second harvest is. Okay.
The who?
Second harvest.
Second harvest.
It's kind of like food bank, but it deals with crops in the field. So most. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
What? Okay. Okay. Second harvest. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if you know this part of the Bible, but it tells you that you farming with harvest your crop, leave the corners or the edges for. They can harvest that, feed themselves, or maybe sell a little bit on the side to make some money to get whatever they need, the necessities. Anyway, more often than not, it's to eat. Okay, but these farmers, some of their crops, there's a second harvest. like
How about
the
we talk about something a little bit more interesting?
okay,
We got 3 people in the chat.
okay, all right. Well, hey, I said give me a topic to talk about. You just let me ramble on.
So, how about we switch gears to politics?
Politics. Okay. Okay. So what should we do politically?
Nothing.
Okay.
What can we do? We don't own anything.
Okay.
Let's talk about relations. Let's go back to relationships. Let's go back to what we were saying about, let's look at this right here, right? What would a woman, okay, men and women see good relationships differently, right? So, what would be a good relationship?
What would be a good relationship?
Yeah, what would you consider as a woman? What would you consider a good relationship?
Okay. Good relationship. Oh, okay. Let's see. Someone that loves me.
Well, but you see,
Someone who I can love.
you got to be careful with it. You got to be careful with that because sometimes when men love women, they think the man is weak.
Okay.
Did you hear that one woman that Bella was talking about that said whenever the guy professed his love to her, she thought he was gay?
No, I didn't hear that. That must have been when I went to give you something to eat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, one, that's her idea. You asked me what was my idea. Okay.
Well, she believes that a man is not supposed to express love. Not to other men, yes. But to women, yes. Yeah, express love to women. You don't express love to other men. No. I mean, you've heard me go back and forth about this.
Yeah.
Love isn't for men, love is for women.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we have a society now, right?
Mm-hmm.
To where you can't be good to your woman. If you're good to your woman, you're called all kinds of derogatory names.
Uh-huh.
If you're bad to your woman, if you're disrespectful to women, all of a sudden all these dudes want to be around you and you become a folk hero.
Ah.
I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't want attention from dudes.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted the attention from women.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted no dude's attention. But now these guys, I'm just looking at how everything changed since the time I grew up in the 70s to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys want the attention of each other. And even some of these old dudes, man, I'm starting to hear some cats from my generation lose their mind. Now, you know what I think it is, man? These guys are bitter. They've been in bad relationships. And they're mad at the women. And so they're willing to say the woman is the fault of this, the fault of that. We've all been through a couple of I've been through, before I was married, I've been through a couple of bad relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go around blaming women for it, though. I mean, some people just don't want to. I guess it depends on to what degree they get hurt. They just can't let go. They just can't let go.
Uh-huh.
Um, and when I've been watching some of these so-called men's panels, and these guys, man, sound like little boys, man, hurt little boys, arguing with women, mad at women, saying it's the woman's fault, arguing with them. I mean, it's a losing battle. You got people who get on social media and think talking down to somebody is some real mean feat. I mean, I sat there and listened to some dudes yesterday, get on social media, talk crazy about people, and for some reason, they think that's the equivalent of fighting. Okay? To them, that's the equivalent of fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't consider physical fighting, and then when they do, what they do consider fighting, they want to fight.
Well, I think some of these guys on here still got that young boys club mentality. The tree house, the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I think some of them still had that mentality, man, even at a grown man's age. And it's like they just want to be around each other, right? Like, which I find very odd. Like, I don't get that. It could be because I'm from a different time. We didn't do stuff like that. Like I said, nobody was looking for no attention from some dudes. We didn't want no dudes' attention.
Well, I think that's those that's looking for father figure, male.
How are you looking for a father figure and you 45?
Hey, just because they're 45 don't mean there's still not a little boy looking for the father figure. But they're looking for it from a child point of view, where you get the hugs and the love and stuff like that, and they hadn't grown into no longer a baby, toddler, a little kid. They want the loving father that give you the hugs type of father figure. They don't want the one that's making you a man and expect to be a man and behave like a man. That's the one they argue with, run away from, have nothing to do with. Because they want the loving father to kiss their bobos type of father figure. Although I don't remember seeing a man kissing bobos or little boys, not even when they toddlers. But you might get the hugs, but that's usually. But that's usually.
I look at it like, if I look at it like this here, I'm like, okay, well,
you see, and if they've been in a female rich environment, and there was no man telling the women to back up, stop babying that boy, why get up from there? You ain't hurt that bad. Go do something, or go clean up or.
Well, I look at it this way, right? I don't understand. But then again, I guess social media is what it is, right? Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, these guys aren't going to stop. Right?
That's because they don't know how to stop. They're a bunch of father seeking abandoned little boys.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's a hell of a combination.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, think
a
about it.
hell
They don't even act like some of them don't even act like even 10-year-olds. They're acting like, you know, 5-year-olds and 7-year-old with their best friend. You know, they want to hang with their best friend and stuff like that. And girls
mm-hmm,
that he are little boys hanging with their best friend, and they got
mm-hmm,
the older sister coming in and
mm-hmm,
messing up their fun, making them go home and do some work, cut the grass,
mm-hmm,
whatever it is, take out the trash, clean up their room, whatever.
mm-hmm.
Mhm. Cause why else would they be looking for love from a man or approval from a man or attention from a man? That's little boys trying to get their daddy's attention. That's why they so quick to go master teacher followers. They little boys following their fathers and their grandfathers to see how to be a man. Except they following another little boy.
Yeah, but the men that they following aren't men.
Exactly. That's another little boy. He may
Right.
look like he's a man. He may look like he's a father, but he's just basically another little boy. That's
Huh.
why you can't understand because you're grown. You grew up. You saw was uh, what it, saw men. You saw men in action. You were treated like you was expected to be a man. Um,
Hmm.
mhm. You were taught, and
Well,
and then some of them, those I'm beginning to think that those of them that do have fathers, they had the father that was in the home but wasn't present. You know, they didn't really do too much. They just was home, they worked, they paid the bills, they didn't do anything else. You know, they didn't teach them anything, didn't tell them anything, or they told them very, very little. You know.
hmm,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Or it was left to the mother to do all the raising. Cause like because mothers are the first teachers. My grandfather, he was disciplined by his mother until he got too fast. His mother and his older sister until he got too fast and too strong for them to deal with. They never turned over to their father, or then their father handled them. Because he didn't want to hurt his kids because he's a really strong man. So he let the physical discipline to their mothers, you know, till they got grown enough where they either could outrun their mother and sister, or they made the mistake and stood up to their mother and sister. You know, be like, you know, like one one of my grandfather's brothers snatched the belt out of his sister's hand. So
hmm,
the sister's like, okay, well, you're getting too big for me to whip. You're right. I shouldn't be whipping you anymore. And she let her father know, and he took over. He said, "Oh, you think you're grown? You couldn't take a little strapping of a belt from a woman? Okay."
now you notice what he said.
Hmm.
That's very important.
Mhm.
You said you couldn't take it from a woman.
Mhm.
Now go back to what I said about that slap.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you
okay.
can't, right? If you can't take a slap from a woman, you're weak anyway.
Mhm.
Okay, you're weak.
Yeah.
You're a punk. You're weak.
Mhm.
A woman slap you, anything ain't supposed to bother you.
Mhm.
Supposed to be too strong for that.
Yeah.
She slapped you, and you start crying like a little girl. You're weak.
Mhm.
That's why I said, men who understand don't pay that no mind.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got slapped. I ain't even know she slapped me.
Well, how did you know you didn't know she had slapped you?
I heard people go, "Oh, she just smacked him in the mouth." And I was like, "She did?" You know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's a different, like, guys got to understand. You know, the difference between men and women is huge.
Uh-huh.
Women don't think the way we think. You can't treat them the same way.
Mhm.
You know, you got to be delicate. You got to be softer because they're women.
Mhm.
They're nurturing, beautiful people. You have to behave differently. You can't behave the same way you hang around, be around dudes. They say, and that's what's wrong with a lot of these dudes now on social media. They don't understand the nature of women. They think they know because a woman has an attitude, and so they think that attitude is in her nature to have an attitude, or it's in her nature to be that way. And you don't understand the nature at all. You don't know what brings about these attitudes. You don't know how reactionary women really are. You know,
Uh-huh.
and these guys are extremely sensitive. Too sensitive for men. I mean, they are extremely sensitive. These dudes are really sensitive.
Uh-huh.
What you call that? Hypersensitivity? Is that what you call it?
I get. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they are very, very, very sensitive.
Mhm.
You know, and I never looked at it this way. I don't know. See, I come from a different. Again, I keep saying I come from a different time. Was raised differently. Was raised to be tough. These guys, man, they crying about little things like, oh,
Mhm.
she had a smart mouth. She said something smart. I don't like the way she said she needed to be quiet.
Uh-huh.
First of all, you don't tell nobody to be quiet. You don't run nothing.
Mhm.
See, these guys are bugging, man. They think that they own people and they run shit.
Uh-huh.
You don't run the goddamn thing, and you can't even. If you can't provide a proper roof over your woman's head, you ain't running shit.
Uh-huh.
And if you're renting an apartment, talking about you the king of the castle, you out of your goddamn. You ain't the king of shit. Until you can provide a proper roof, you ain't running the damn thing. And you got a lot of these dudes, man, who's been hurt by women, or they've had bad relationships with women, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know how to get over it,
Mhm.
so they start crying like little girls, and they're trying to make. Actually, they're really embarrassing the image of the black man.
Yeah.
They're taking the image of the black man and making it into some soft, whiny, feminine little girl type shit. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen women who wasn't as emotional as some of these dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and women can get emotional. I've seen women who ain't that emotional. I mean, some of these guys are more emotional than women are.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you gonna be more emotional than a woman? Think about that for a second. I mean, these guys are hollering and they sound like LGBTQ. If you listen to what's the girl's name from Flowetry?
Huh?
Huh?
Repeat that again.
What's the girl's name from Flowetry? The
There's
light skinned one.
Marsha Ambrosia.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You notice her songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're very sensitive songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every other word is like, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. You know, I don't want to hurt. Don't you hurt. Every other goddamn word. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Every other word is about not wanting to be hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what these dudes sound like. Seriously. If you go listen to Marsha Ambrosie's songs, right, you be like, damn. How many times she gonna say, "Don't hurt me. I don't want to be hurt. Don't hurt. Don't hurt." That's what these guys sound like.
Uh-huh.
And so my thing is, how you gonna sit up here anywhere, whether it be on social media, whether it be on a park bench or at the mall or in front of your door? How you gonna call yourself a man when you're that sensitive? And the thing about it is, the reason why you don't get called out on it is because you with a large group of men who are the same way, and so they shield you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're a dime a dozen. You a needle in a haystack now. You know, because you with 100 dudes who are just as bad as you are, if not worse.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Now, back in my day, now let me tell my turn to tell a story.
Okay.
Since you always telling stories and whatnot, it's my
Mm-hmm.
turn. Let me tell you a story. Back when I was growing up, right,
Mm-hmm.
we used to chase the girls.
Yeah.
And if you catch the girl, we used to call it 7 minutes in heaven.
Uh-huh.
If you catch the girl, you got 7 minutes to get a kiss, hug. Now she didn't have to give it to you; you had to convince her.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 7 minutes. Hey, baby, I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I wear a baseball hat. I'm cool like that. Can I get a kiss? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She be on something. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. All right, baby, how about this? I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. Can I get a kiss? You know what I'm saying? Right. And so that's what we did, right? And then you kept doing it. Then you wear her out. She be like, all right, you stop saying that stupid stuff. Here's a kiss. See, that was it. You see, that was the whole point.
Uh-huh.
Catch the girl and sound so stupid that she'll have pity on you and give you a kiss. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole reason why, yeah, baby, I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I wear a baseball hat. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. Can I get a kiss? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
and so, and so, and so and so it was boys catch the girls.
Uh-huh.
These dudes, if they was playing back in the day, it would be the reverse. They want the girls to chase them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And that's not masculinity, man. That's not masculine. You don't have no girl chasing you. You're the hunter. And then you don't get your 7 minutes in heaven. You don't get to say, I'm cool like that, I'm cool like that. Because if she chasing you and she catch you, you're not cool like that.
Uh-huh.
And so what? She chasing you, and then she catches you, and then she tells you, you're not cool like that, you're not cool like that, you're not cool like that. So don't even think that. No, you can't get no kiss. Now what? And you can't say, nah, baby, but you're mistaken. I am cool like that. Nah, you can't say that. Because you're not cool like that. You know what I'm saying? So, right. And so, boys catch the girls. We played that all of the time. We couldn't wait to get outside and chase the girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was your time to shine. Because if you catch it, 7 minutes in heaven.
Uh-huh.
I remember I caught this girl named Carol, and I tried to kiss her, and she let me kiss her. She had bad breath. And that was the worst kiss I ever had.
Poor Carol.
For a while, I didn't want to kiss. That was my first kiss. And so after that, I ain't want no more kisses. Because I thought all of the kisses were like that.
Yeah. So what did you find out different?
Hey, my brother was like, yo, did you get a kiss from her? Like, yeah, but her breath stink. Nah, man, put hair on your chest. What?
You said to put hair on your chest?
Yeah, put hair on your chest. You kiss her, she got bad breath. Right? And so for a long time, I ain't want no kisses from the girl because I thought all of them was like that. No? But eventually I got out of that shit, you know. I met a girl who actually knew how to brush her teeth. You know? But yeah, so, you know. But that's what you did for fun on the block. You chased the girl. Nobody, listen, if you wasn't chasing the girl, there wasn't nothing else to do. What you gonna do, stand out there just look at each other? Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I think that's about it. We down to 2 people in chat. Let's get on that. Let's shut it down.
Okay. Are they gonna start pouring?
All right, to our loyal 2 people. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
what happened?
Nothing. That's okay.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay. Peace, power, and unity, everybody.
Yeah.
The young lady died. Blood makes to rise right before the rise. With the world, the end, the lamb, got my drink, wine, sex, and done. Got a first class, they're also fine. Swinging and swinging and swinging. Tell me now. Diamond on right before it blows. Police the man when the beat gets low. Everybody say hey! Say hey! Everybody come on! I'm limousine, and every time I'm seen, I get to be seen. I tour around the world to make the people dance, and here's a little message for the ladies in France. The sugar bell, melody bell, don't it my love, mademoiselle, don't it my thing, don't it my seat, don't it my seat. I'm seeing this girl that I just adore. I'm seeing this girl that I never saw before. The way she was quick and do it this way, I had to let it know just about my thing. I'm the girl. Come on, black girl, put me to a test and I'll rock you until you give me the ring. In your life for more can you have? But you can't think of a greater task. I make my light shine on cloudy days. In the sun on my way, I caress the soft mellow night. A continual thing till the morning light. It's reality, it's not a dream. It's like a record. That's what's from right here. Now it's my turn, so understand. I'm the king of go, and I'm a ladies' man. I don't have a lot of women hanging on my sleeve. Only one fine lady that's a better for me. Say a next her name, and that's the truth. I give a lot of things up before I turn her. It's her and me, and that's simple. That's the OP when I run my game. Well, I'm a cowboy, and I'm the real McCoy. I'm chocolate all over like an almond joy. Four-legged cool brother, and you would agree. On top of the world, all the ladies. Gonna hit, gonna hop, gonna rock the spot. Gonna make everybody wanna rock, rock, rock. Gonna do it to the east, gonna do it to the west. Gonna make you relax right up on the chest. Brad that's the flag, he's fuller than navel. He's the king of the cuts on two turntables. He's the grand, the master man. He's so nice with his head, he don't need no bed. Rocks 45, hit 33. Rocks boys, men, women, and young ladies. He can slice over sights, it's almost funny. And it makes better love than a mix makes money. Slick Rick, Slick Rick, Slick Rick, Slick Rick, Slick Rick.